Don't be stupid. Don't podcast. Be 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 don't stupid. Don't stupid. Don't stupid. Don't podcast. Don't stupid podcast. Don't stupid. Don't stupid podcast. Don't stupid. Don't podcast.
What's good? What up, Tom?
What's happening?
E. Big E, what's up, boy?
What's up?
How you feeling tonight?
Wet. It's been raining. All day.
Motherfucker wet.
That nigga. California rain, nigga. California rain. On the real.
It was coming down just a minute ago.
But shit. It's been coming down all weekend. Shit, come to thinking about.
You lucky you got that fence up yesterday.
Yeah, and nigga had a fucked up task this weekend. Damn fence fell down and shit. You know.
But it fell down last week.
Last week,
because
right?
we told them last week we put up the poles and shit, so we got the rest of it up this week.
This week finished it off.
Just in time for that next storm to come through and blow that shit down again.
Cause the motherfucker cheat. What you say? Eric said, "Man, you gonna hire no motherfuckers?" I said, "I got you." Shit.
If we get another
I know
40
that.
mile an hour wind.
I know that motherfucker gonna blow down. You been depending on me to keep that shit up.
I know. Shit, that's all right.
My
That motherfucker
fencing
only got to make it through a
skills.
few more summers. It'll be the next motherfucker's problem.
So what's happening?
Shit, man. Shit, this is interesting shit went down this week. I mean, all that hating we was doing, you know, well, you don't really hate. I guess you would say. I was the one hating on the Patriots and shit. So I guess that's just karma and shit, right?
Well, before we get started on the topics and shit,
yeah.
I just want to put out there that anybody who's listening to this podcast, and in your mind that you're figuring out what you like about it, or who you like about it. I'm not going to be taking any more questions from fans about fucking Tony. This motherfucker, man.
That nigga got a following. He's a superstar.
What I told you
DJ.
five shows ago.
Hey, killing me.
Superstar DJ.
Hey, I got a barrage of questions about this cat,
This dude,
This
man.
week.
Don't listen to him.
and I did my best too, because I could have been that hater like I usually am,
Yep.
and just hit him up with a bunch of bullshit stuff about Tony. But I told the truth.
He said, "I ain't gonna be your secretary." I
I
said,
told-
"You can't be my secretary. What's your type speed?"
Internally, he was saying, "Fuck you, Tom."
I told him the truth, and I made from the information I have on Tony, I made Tony look good and stuff, and I said good things.
Shit.
I did, nigga.
What'd you tell him?
When it was asked, first of all, when they was talking about your nationality, then they asked where you're from, then where's that at? And told them, then how do you keep your legs so shiny?
Wakanda for life.
They asked me how that nigga keeps his legs so smooth and shiny.
Tom, you didn't tell him you was from Wakanda?
Tony
I
ain't from
told
no
him to Google
Wakanda, nigga.
And you got the technology that keeps the hair off your legs?
I got the vibranium.
Vibranium.
Got the vibranium.
Why are you feeding into this shit right now, man?
Because you said never hating like warmonger.
Well, how am I hating? I told her all the good shit.
I tried to explain to her. I'm just not a hairy person, but she
I
ain't
don't
believe me.
understand why she felt comfortable about asking me about that nigga's legs.
I heard that.
I-
Yeah.
You see my legs?
You got some shorts on,
I
Tom?
seen your legs like you shaving
You
to
got some
me.
shorts on?
That nigga got nicks. I've seen him come to work with
See,
tissue paper stuck to his leg because he
No.
nicked himself.
Stop your lying.
Seen him.
Stop
I'm
your
lying?
lying. Yeah, you are.
I'm lying.
Yeah, you are.
Okay,
I ain't putting no toilet paper
Yeah, I
on my
didn't see it. I didn't see no cuts on your leg.
I don't even put them on my face when I shave, let alone put it on my legs. And I don't even shave them.
You shave your legs more
Go
than you
ahead,
shave your
hater.
face.
That's the hairiest part of my body is my face.
My face.
Damn.
Well, fuck you in your face, nigga. Anyway, so I ain't asking. You see, so if you happen to see me on the street, don't ask me no more questions.
No
about
more,
him.
no more tone questions.
Cause it's gonna be all negative from here on out.
Go on,
That's
Tom.
all right.
Go on, Tom.
Anyway,
I
ain't
don't
nobody asked me
understand.
about your black ass.
That's cool. I don't need you to ask about me, dog.
I'm just letting you know.
That's all right. They asked
Hey.
about you, right?
No, they ain't asked about me either.
Well, they asked about
I
Tom.
ain't popularly.
Hey,
what
all
you,
press is good press.
hey, what you drinking over there?
All press is good press.
What is that?
I'm a little under the weather, so I'm drinking.
What is it? I didn't ask you how you felt.
Man, fuck
I
you.
said,
ain't even
what's the
turning around.
what are you drinking?
We about to refer back to episodes 1 through.
I'm
No,
not
but
even
I don't
gonna
even know
turn
what
it
it
around.
is. What is it? What is it? Just read it to me real quick.
It's pineapple juice.
From who?
That's not what that says. That's not what it
From
says,
who?
bruh. What
Man,
does it
fuck
say?
that.
Read the fucking label, nigga. What does it say?
Who?
What does it say?
It says 5% alcohol.
Come on, man.
Pineapple, mandarin, lemonade.
Mm-hmm. From who?
Man, come on,
Stop,
bruh.
man. Come on, man. Let it go, man.
From
I'm sick, bro. You gotta let that go.
What are you drinking? That's all you had to do. This joke would have been over 5 minutes ago if you'd have said
Label.
what you're drinking.
Mike's.
Mike's what?
Hard,
A little spiteful.
hard lemonade.
Man,
damn,
he
listen
doesn't
to
say
this
that, dog.
And it's pineapple and what? It's pineapple and what?
Lemonade. Mandarin
It's
lemonade.
pineapple mandarin lemonade.
I'm gonna let you read the whole thing before you go ahead and kill me.
Why
Go
didn't
ahead.
you just read it, nigga? You should have just read it. It says Mike's. I can't see. Mike's hard.
Hard pineapple.
It says Mike's hard pineapple mandarin lemonade. Mike's hard.
You gotta get that vitamin.
Yeah, I ain't drinking
D
nothing with
or
it's
C?
a limited edition.
Tony, you stupid. Yeah, man.
Hey man, you said I was on Tinder last week.
Damn.
I had to get you back.
I ain't
Hey,
drinking Mike's hard.
No, this is some fucked up shit right here, man. And I don't know if y'all ever experienced this, but my pops went to the hospital on Friday. So I went and seen him, right? I go in the motherfucking hospital, and I could feel it almost immediately. Like, damn, I feel like I'm getting sick. About 3 hours later, man, I just knew I was sick. So on Saturday, motherfucker was down for the count. So I fought through it because I knew he was coming over Sunday. Fought through it on Sunday, but then went back and took all that damn NyQuil and Robitussin and all that shit. So I'm still down for the count. Went to work today and then fucking had to come back home because I was down for the count. So I'm trying not to drink anything too strong on the alcohol, but still have a loosen up because I'm taking this medicine plus I'm drinking alcohol. So
Nigga, whatever. You always drinking weak shit.
I do always drink weed shit because
Then
I'm
why you give us that long health story then? Nobody want to
Well,
hear
I'm just
all that
saying,
shit.
the health story was really to say it's fucked up when you go in the hospital and you always feel fucking sick. I don't understand why you go in the hospital.
Yo,
and
you understand because it's
Recycle
nothing
fucking
but
air.
think about it. It's that's common sense. You go to the hospital, everybody in there sick.
and recycled air be fucking me up, so I got fucked up. Simple as that.
There's nothing but germs in that motherfucker.
right.
Every time I go in, I feel like it's jumping on me. I feel it. I feel it on my
That's
back.
how I felt. Just
It
jump
just
right on
be
me.
hanging
fuck
off
up.
of me. I feel like even when I get back in the car, I feel like it's just falling off my body onto my car now.
Damn.
There's nothing but nastiness up in them hospitals. All right, so Kraft.
Yo,
What's good, June?
look, I don't know if I ran over this.
This motherfucker talking like we ain't on the podcast.
Okay.
We in the podcast, dog.
All right.
You in? What's up?
What's up, June?
Well, your son don't know if he ran something over. He might fucked it up with some chains and fucking with white people winter sport shit.
Hey, so you just came from the snow yesterday, right?
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh, your shit fucked up.
God damn, your shit fucked up.
You know, does that look like it could have fell from the
Hell no.
Who y'all don't know? That's Kevin's son calling about his tires on his car. He
Nah,
fucked up.
man,
his-
that ain't from your car. That's from Cole or some
Alright.
shit.
Where was it from?
Think I
Where'd he
ran
find
it
it
over.
at? You know what? We got to edit this shit
Seemed
right
like it's
here.
alright. I think some parts are still a little cold, so it sounded a little weird when I first started it up, but it seemed to drive all right.
Are you stranded?
Huh? I
Are
just
you
got done with
stranded
the
right?
gym,
Are you stranded right now?
But alright.
Hey, nigga, are you stranded right now?
No, I'm in front of the gym. I'm
Hey,
in
well,
front of
nigga,
the
get
home.
off my damn phone. We in the middle of a podcast.
Alright, dog. My
Hey, y'all talk to him. I'm getting some more ice.
All right,
Nick June.
Peace.
All right.
That's my
Talk to
nigga.
y'all later. Have fun.
All right, boy. That was just stupid.
That nigga E come right at him. Nigga, we in the middle of the podcast. What's wrong with
You know what? I'm surprised he didn't come straight back at me.
I
'Cause
know.
usually
You know
that
how
nigga
he
come
is.
straight
He
back.
quick.
That
He
nigga being
quick.
polite.
That nigga quick.
That nigga's being polite. I'm like, all right, dog, my bad. Anyway, so you was about to, I don't know, we might have to edit that.
Yeah, we might.
Because I don't think it came across right.
We might have to, because you killed me with the last name. You funny as shit. Anyway,
Anyway, so
yeah, I
Kraft.
can't fuck with the hospital. That's it. Simple as that. And you was saying shit fuck with you too.
Why
I
this
guess
nigga
Tone
take
don't
off
go to
his-
that motherfucker no
Nigga
more.
take off his jacket and shit, trying to show. Nigga,
Tone get showing his muscles.
nigga, that's another thing she said. She said, what did she say? She said,
Nigga, Tone showing his muscles.
she said, Tony, well, it wasn't just a she, it was somebody else too.
Don't tell me all the secrets.
I ain't gonna go all this to the other
Say
person.
your shit.
I ain't gonna go into the other person because I don't want to do that. But somebody else too was involved and said, Tony. He said Tony's just so mean. That's how he said it. That's how he said it too.
Yeah.
He said Tony's just so mean, kind of like in the same tone as get some milk and cookies. But he said Tony's so mean. I said, man,
yeah.
Tony ain't mean, man. That's just how he play. You know, he playing like. I don't know. All of a sudden he came into this tough guy thing. He's like, nah.
All of a
And
sudden,
so-
man. Oh.
Nigga, who telling the story?
All right, man.
You
Go
weren't
tell
there.
Go tell your fairy tales.
You weren't there.
Tone, you mean,
Damn.
dog?
That's the perception.
See, he won't even tell the truth. He knows the truth.
The perception.
I'm the
He
nicest
just
guy
goes
at
with
work.
he
Nicest.
stays mysterious.
Oh, you just don't fuck with certain people.
Oh, it ain't even that. That motherfucker nice. He's super nice.
the
Matter of fact,
nicest
he
guy at
hella
work.
nice. He way nice.
Ah.
That nigga do way more than I'd ever do.
Well,
I don't want to go into that either because it might be some of them folks might listen. And they'd be like, damn, Eric, that's fucked up what
What's
you
up?
said.
If you're listening.
Anyway, so he's like, Tony just so mean. That's how he said
Why
it.
you say so sensitive?
Because he's sensitive.
Because he's sensitive.
Oh. Oh, I
So-
see.
so then-
I thought you
So then I was like, he's not mean. He's not mean. I said it almost like him. He's not mean.
Tone.
Can I finish?
Yeah, but I gotta ask.
I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Is he feeling you?
See, that's what. Stop.
dare you.
Let me go on to my story.
Yeah, see? You know,
So, so anyway,
fucked it up.
he's telling me. I said he's not mean. He just, I don't know. He just all of a sudden, he's feeling himself a little bit. He think he's a tough guy, but he's not. I said, look. He went to school with some folks that I know, and he wasn't. He's not a tough guy. He's just. I don't know. In his later age, he ain't got a little feeling himself a little bit, but he's not. And so, the girl who's talking about his legs
Yeah.
said, "So what? All those muscles are for nothing?"
Ooh.
Ooh, talk your shit.
That's right. I said, what fucking muscles? That motherfucker ain't got. What fucking muscles you talking about? He said his muscles. I said, yeah, they fake. They
fake.
They for nothing. You right. They for nothing. Whatever it is that you see, they say they for nothing. He ain't mean.
Did you hear his tone? Did you hear his tone?
I hear
His
his tone.
fucking- his muscle. So is his muscles for nothing?
Do you feel the hate in that motherfucker?
Nah, I just don't know.
Oh, okay. I just want
I'm letting him tell his fairy tale.
you tell the story.
Go ahead, tell your story.
I'm just asking. Was there hate?
No hate.
Well, no hate. Okay, we're good.
I've been on both sides.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
I remember when this girl got mad at me because I said he was fat.
Damn.
I was just joking.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like I said the worst thing in the world.
Damn.
Tony, and Tony
He
had
did. She don't want to be with a fat person.
Tony Tony had a chance right there. Tony had a chance right there. But he ain't fat.
Yeah.
Tony had a chance right there, just like you did in the situation. He could have said, baby, he just joking. It's all, we just joke like that. And she'd have been like, oh. But what did Tony do? He just let it ride awkwardly after I said he was fat. And she was like, Tony was like,
Damn.
just looking like, why you say I was fat, dog? Why you tell my girl I was fat?
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
I don't even know. Oh, Kraft. We try and get into Kraft.
Yeah.
wait a minute, but you still ain't answered the question.
Nigga, nah.
No. No. I would speak on it, but we
Oh,
ain't
you know
trying
what?
to
You
put
know
it
what?
out
You
there
know
like
what? You can speak on it. Go ahead. Because when it's the other way around,
Mhm.
you're not uncomfortable. This motherfucker
right.
get when we start talking. Then all right,
So we were saying Robert Kraft, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, man.
You know what?
what's
Before
your
we go
thought?
to Rob, since you brought that stuff up, I go ahead and bring up that topic I said I was thinking about earlier.
Okay, go
Since
ahead.
we close to that anyway. So, what is it when you're transitioning into another sex? That's transgender, right?
Transgender.
Okay, so
I think that's what it is.
so you saw in the news here
I
that
hope that's what it is.
We
don't
could
know.
be wrong.
I don't care. It
Okay.
don't. I don't care.
Transitioning.
If they want to come at me for not knowing what the right term is or whatever, they can come at me. I don't give a fuck.
Well, aren't they
it's
a male or
500 of it.
female dressing the other way?
It's more than dressing.
And then
We talking
becoming-
about becoming.
Becoming. I
Yeah.
guess it is becoming. Okay. In the transition.
Which
I
is
believe you're right. I believe in the transition means transition.
It don't even matter.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
But so in the news is we've had this nigga's sipping.
He's knocking them
This
back.
motherfucker's sipping.
Tell him to
In the
stop
news, I know y'all seen these athletes. These well, right now they're focused on 2 high school athletes that are transgender, transitioning from men, or they're in high school, so I guess we could say boys, from boys to girls, right? One's like 17, other one's got to be in that same age anyway, right? Same age too. So my question was going to be, how do you feel about? It ain't so much to just transferring from woman to man or man to woman, but during this transformation or after the transformation, you're allowed to participate in sports. The reason why I ask you this because these 2 boys are in track. Well, I'm sorry, when they speak on them in the press, they're speaking of them as girls now. They're girls, but they transition from boys to girls. Growing up can be that's boys to men. Anyway,
What's the man?
Yes. Yes.
anyway, so the issue is though, and this is where I feel it's got to be unfair, is no matter what you transition to, I know I'm gonna get fucked up for saying this, and maybe we could talk through this and I come through on the other side not feeling the same way.
Mhm.
That's a man.
Born
That's a man.
a man.
The reason why I say that is that, okay, I know with how they say they feel inside and everything else, but when we start talking about physically
Right.
participating in a sport, that's a man. So men run faster than women. No.
if you're a
What I
track-
mean by
A
that, I'm talking about
trained athlete,
I'm talking about
yeah.
elite. I'm talking about elite.
trained
athlete. I'm
athlete,
not talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah,
average
yeah,
Joe.
yeah.
I mean, this shit. There's 15 million women that can run faster than me
I
right here
bet.
in
Kill me.
Sacramento. But what I'm saying is at the elite level, the record held by a man is faster than the record that's held by a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you put those top athletes in a sport, how can a woman compete with the man when he's built a different way? He's built, he's got. They're faster. The same way we would do, and that's why I wanted to ask you also about how you feel about it, but also where do we stop it at? Because when are we gonna have? I mean, we've all saw the movie Joanna or whatever it was. When are we gonna have a man transitioning into a woman, and now he's in the WNBA? He's 6'7", but he feels like he's a woman, and he's in the WNBA dunking on all the women, and just to take it to extremes, boxing. So we have women boxers, right?
Yep.
So are we gonna let a man transition into a woman and then fight on the women's circuit against other women and let the man just beat the shit? I mean, she's a woman now, but you mean to tell me that the strength of a man?
I know this is a hard topic because, like you said, it's what they eventually
I'm
will
sorry.
be. But I think you have to be born that way to participate in that that gender's sports.
So you're
Because
saying
I'm with you. I
Yeah.
feel like you should have to be naturally a woman or naturally a man to compete in those classifications of women's sports or men's sports.
and to make it clear,
Yeah.
before we go to Tony, if you're not already done, but before we go back to you, I just want to where I stand at. I feel like a man or a woman, or whoever, no, a human being has the right to feel however they want to feel,
Yep.
and be whoever they want to be. I have nothing against that, nothing.
But to make it
But
fair,
when you compete in something physical, I just think that just to make it fair,
yeah,
it has to be what you were born as,
yeah, me too.
because it just men are that's just the way it is. Men are made different than
Yeah,
women,
physically, yeah.
and men are stronger than women. And I'm not talking about
We're not talking about the average Joe. We talking
yeah,
about
we
trained
talking about
athletes.
the elites.
Yeah, the elites. Yeah,
So when you talk about the elites, I mean, your strongest woman ain't as strong as the strongest man.
yeah, that's it.
So
It's not in that category. They're not.
so
yeah,
that's what I'm
something
saying.
way,
So it's never going to be fair.
yeah, I'm with you. I
If
can
you let
agree
men cross over to the women's side, that's never going to be fair.
there. Yeah.
When a woman crosses over to the man's side, yeah, it's not fair. But when they accomplish it and they do and they
It's a
they
great
excel at it,
accomplishment, yeah,
it's something great.
Yeah.
A man crosses over to the woman's side
it's expected.
and starts beating down women.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, come on, bruh.
that's not cool. Yeah,
And these dudes both won first and second place, so they're going to state or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And the problem is that people have a issue with it, and I would have an issue too if it was my kid that got beat out by a man. Now my kid don't get to go to state because there's two used to be men, but now they're girls, now they're women holding the spots, and they're going to state as women. You got to think to yourself, that's some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Tone?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know, man. That's crazy though. I mean,
It is.
genetically, you're still a dude, man. You still have the
Exactly.
same strength as a dude. I mean, I don't know what.
You might feel like a woman, but
I don't know what the shots that they getting is gonna do anything to it. You could mentally, physically think you are a woman, but genetically, there's no mistake. Genetically, there's no mistake.
like-
You're still strong like a dude, especially at that age, and especially at what you're trained to do. Now, if you get beat by a chick, or I'm sorry, a
I
woman
feel-
or girl, whatever.
Mhm.
If you still get beat by a chick, then you still in that fair thing. But if you're still competing at a, what are they,
and see, even
teenagers?
if you
They're teenagers?
they're like seniors or whatever. But the problem is, even if you get beat by a chick,
Right.
you go back in the gym for training, and once you enter that gym for training,
Mhm.
so we talking about weightlifting and everything like that. A man's body reacts way different than a woman's body.
For
and
sure,
if they
build.
both going in there for that same training,
Right.
he gonna come out a way different
Yeah,
than what she gonna come out.
as
So
far as
it's-
build, yeah,
So it's still not gonna be fair.
yeah,
That upper body strength that a man has
upper body, yep,
is gonna
exactly.
be crazy.
The legs are gonna be
compared to-
hell a lot bigger.
Now don't get me wrong, women have some big ass legs.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Them runners be having some big ass
yeah,
legs.
the track stars. Whew.
Yeah, but they're just not. And even if a man say so, we could say that a man that's transitioning into a woman that feels like a woman inside. Maybe they don't use the full potential of their body because they feel like they're a woman. But you know what that's equivalent to? That's equivalent to like having a Lamborghini and having an old grandma driving it, and she just, she's still putting along. The car is still the car. The car is still as strong. It has
It has
the horse.
stability,
It
the
has
capability of doing
exactly.
whatever.
It has the capability.
Yeah,
Now, what you do with it
yeah.
is yours. But as soon as that, we was talking earlier off air, we was talking about when it clicks in your head that
You know.
that I'm the shit. Like I can do this. I can. You feel
Yeah.
like you could take people. You can do this.
Yeah.
Once that clicks, that man has a ceiling. I'm sorry. I know people gonna come at me, but it's a little, as far as strength wise, it's a little higher.
Yeah.
than what women's ceilings are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it's
a
just
tough one.
crazy that's
a
going
cr-
through right now.
That's a crazy ass topic, and I feel bad, really bad for those kids that came in second
Third,
or third.
because they took 1 and 2.
They took 1 and 2,
Yeah,
so
they're-
third and fourth. That would have been 1 and 2.
Those are girls. Yeah, because think about it.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah, you're racing dudes.
exactly, you're racing dudes.
Hell
You're
yeah.
racing dudes. You're racing dudes that's physically and genetically
It'd
dudes.
it'd be like, you remember back in the early 2000s when Kev, you remember when every weekend when they were having like these Nike 3-on-3 tournaments and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff, and we would, you get your boys together, we're like, we're gonna get some teams together.
Go
It's
play.
like me, you, and Tony show up at the 3-on-3 tournament, and they got Kobe, LeBron, and Shaq sitting across from
At
us,
the
and we looking
elite
like
division.
we like what the fuck y'all doing here?
Yeah.
They're like, where's 3-on-3 tournament? Like, y'all
We about
motherfuckers.
to- if
how
y'all
we
get a
supposed
point.
Yeah, how we supposed to win against these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they're high school kids, but you're still asking a girl
Mhm.
to go, and I'm sure there's plenty of high school girls that's faster than high school boys.
I mean, even if it was even like younger age.
Yeah.
In gym, teacher had you race. It's the fastest dude in the class.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean,
fastest guy in
no,
the class is
but
the
I
guy.
do remember.
And all the guys,
I-
boys and girls raced.
I do remember that things would even out, and when we're talking about in early school,
Mhm.
things always evened out in track. Everything else, it seemed like the boys would play
Dominate,
play
yeah.
better. When we got to track, that's when the girls kind of evened out a little bit. I mean, of course, there was probably more fast boys, but there was always a couple of girls that would blow most of the boys out of the water. We've always had some fast girls.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Girls
That's true.
have always been fast.
But
But
like
I
you
just
said,
don't
when you
think
check
at
the
the
top
elite
scores,
level, when we talk about at the
at
elite
the- yeah, at
level,
the elite
that's
level,
that's
they're
different.
almost a second faster, which doesn't sound like much, but it is a lot.
Did you
Yeah.
run track?
Nah,
I ain't either.
man,
Yeah.
we had one of those track coaches that
I ain't like
that motherfucker. When you're supposed to be trained. I don't know what you do to train for track because I didn't do track. I went out there one day and he had us running the motherfucking bleachers and running
He
the
said I went
miles.
there one day.
He had us running miles and all that other shit. And I was supposed to be running 100. I was like, man, fuck that shit, man. I ain't doing all this shit to be running 100. So
I
I
didn't even
never
like
went back.
changing to go to gym, let alone fucking damn.
I remember when we were in grade school, if y'all can remember, or shit, Tony might even remember with his own kid, because I know our kids did it. They had like in the 6th grade or something, they had like it was like a track day
Mhm.
where they, it wasn't like we had a track team. It's just like that one day, all the kids participated in a certain event. You probably remember with your kids too.
Yeah.
And I remember we had one of those when I was a kid. And so at that level, ain't nobody really trying to teach you, right?
Mhm.
And so, I was a little badass kid. And they had the high jump, where you jump over the pole. You
Oh,
got the
yeah,
pole to
yeah,
go
yeah.
over. And so I didn't know the correct way of doing it. So all I know is they put the pole up, and I would dive over it
Yeah.
Right.
because it had cushions on the other side.
Right.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where they were setting that shit up hella high, and because I didn't have no fear of jumping over it, I was jumping over hella high and clearing it. And so whoever was in charge, whatever teacher, because wasn't a real coach, whatever teacher was in charge didn't think that there was nothing wrong with me diving over it instead of going over the back way like you're supposed to, right, and kicking your legs over. So they entered me in it. I got to the heat that day, to the track meet that day, and it was time for me to do it. And I went over my first time. The first time I went over, I dove over, and they were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing?" I'm like, "What?"
I'm clearing the bar.
I said, you ain't saw nothing yet, because I'm gonna get up there." And they were like, "You can't jump it like that." So they showed me the right way to do it. And I still, being athletic enough, I still was able to do it. But I bowed out way earlier. I didn't get nowhere close to winning it. But
Yeah.
I remember that I thought for sure I was gonna win that, because them motherfuckers had that shit hot. I was diving over like pop.
It's kind of weird because I know it's unorthodox to dive over that way, but the thing is to clear the bar, right?
Yeah.
So they should have let you do it.
See, and I wonder,
yeah,
but
you
I
gotta do
think
properly, though.
I think there's a certain way you have to do it. It's kind of the same way with the with the Olympics and shit. I mean, they got a whole bunch of niggas that can that can throw shit a long way, but the shot put has to be thrown a certain way.
Yeah, you gotta put it on
You
your
know,
neck.
motherfucker could take the shot put
Just
put it in his
throw it.
hand and swing around and just throw that motherfucker as far as you can. But no, you got to cock that motherfucker like this
Damn.
and do your thing.
Mhm.
We talking about that's what this show about. Be talking about a bunch of shit we don't know nothing about.
What's
Hey,
that?
none of us ever competed in the shot put.
Hell.
Yeah, but you seen it though.
We seen it, but hey,
Supposed to
but
put
do
it,
we?
like, between
Hey,
your-
do we
your-
know?
in between your neck and your shoulders
Hey,
or something like that?
hey, but does any of do one of us know one shot put rule?
Nope.
Oh, you can't
You
step
got-
over the line, huh?
You can't step over the line.
But how do
gotta
you get to the
turn.
line?
You got to turn. You got to kind of like momentum. You got to spin yourself around and then.
Damn.
See, there we go.
There you
That's
go.
a perfect example of a nigga explaining some shit that you don't know nothing
I
about.
don't know nothing about it.
That nigga watched it,
I
just like
watched
the
it.
rest of us.
I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
If I could fast forward to back in the day, I would have.
I wish I could have put my youngest daughter in that boy.
Just throw that motherfucker up.
Yeah, she chunked the fuck out that motherfucker.
That's when we don't like running now. When you're a kid, you ran everywhere.
Man, road bikes and ran.
Motherfucker ran anyway, like you
Run.
had 3 lungs. You just
Niggas would
ran
just
and
run.
shit.
I remember I would run as hard as I could just to run
Just to run, yeah.
till it hurt.
Damn.
Your nose and shit are closed. Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm about to pass out. I'm tired
telling
of
you,
run so hard.
You ain't got a bike, you just run everywhere.
When's the last time you ran? I
Ugly
mean,
ass
we've
shoes.
been on treadmills. We've all been on treadmills. But when's the last time you went? I mean, you guys probably had because you guys go to the gym way triple, quadruple times more than I do. But when's the last time y'all ran at a sprint, like a hard sprint?
I don't know what that means.
Shit. No reason to.
It's been a while since I've.
Oh, I had to make my time in when you do your PT test in the service.
That was the last time you did it.
Last time.
Nigga, that was 20-something years ago.
A sprint?
You know what we ought to do one
A
day?
sprint?
Is it good, Sil?
Yes, good.
What we ought to do is we ought to go out there and just have a race.
Yeah, you tripping. One of y'all
For
gonna
what?
fall.
Oh, I know I'm
I'ma fall.
gonna pass out before I
For
get
what?
there. Kevin will probably win.
For what though?
It'd be between you and
Just-
Kevin.
To see if the last time you sprinted.
Just to get a sprint out there, cause we ain't sprinted. We probably need to sprint, bro.
But you had to sprint. Because you had to, because when I had to do my
Basketball, I
PT
guess.
test, you had to,
Basketball, yeah.
you only had a certain amount of minutes
We didn't
because of your
sprint.
age. You had a mile to
Yeah.
run.
We had 2 mile run,
So we had a mile, but you had to be done at a certain time.
but you didn't have to sprint.
You had to make that time, or else you
No,
come
you
back the next
didn't.
day. No, I'm saying you jogged, but then once
You had to
fin-
jog. You had to have a certain.
You had to
pace.
be under. You had to be under a certain amount
Yeah,
of minutes.
but you know what? At that time,
2 miles.
because I was 2 miles. At that time, I was at the age I was at and shit.
Mhm.
I could have damn near walked the time that was qualified. It was the older guys, like you see the older guys with the big bellies and shit. The person I am now,
Fools at 2 hours.
them dudes was struggling.
Damn.
But like me, I could damn near walk some of it and still make it.
Like 10-minute mile.
I don't even remember what it was, but
No,
it was easy for me to do it. Now his mile might have been different, but we had a 2 mile.
At a certain age where you're at,
Mhm.
it changes in ages.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
the
you got
older
more time.
the older you are, you
Age
get the more
banding.
time, but you still run a mile.
Yeah.
So for us being 19, 20,
Yeah,
you
less
had to run a
time.
mile in
And
like
less time.
under 3 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Under 3 minutes?
Hell no.
I was like, say that's a world record, ain't it?
Nigga, I ain't running no mile no 3. I ain't running a
Ain't the
mile.
world record like 3 minutes?
I ain't running no mile in 5 minutes. So.
Okay.
Hell,
whatever,
I'm struggling
whatever,
at 8.
whatever that is. When you knew that you was kind of, because everybody's like looking at you like you better hurry up, or you're gonna be here the next day, and I'm like, oh hell no! So that's when you
See, I
kick in the
remember-
boost.
I
I
remember.
know. I can't run no 8.
That's why I said you got. I
Say,
sprinted.
I remember when we were there, whatever it was for 2 miles was easy for us to make.
Mm.
Now there was some cats that was they're just not blessed with that running body like that struggled.
Mm.
the hard, the heavy
But-
foot.
Yeah, but it was like for me. I mean, that was the easy part of the shit. I struggled more with the push-ups and shit than I did with push-up. Like sit-ups, I can do sit-ups all back then.
Mm.
I could do sit-ups all damn day
Mm.
until they said stop. I can just keep going until they say stop. Push-ups for me was hard because they wanted them a certain way. Your body had to be bored straight.
Mm.
You know, they wanted this perfect angle of your elbows, arm going down and shit. And if you didn't do them right, so it'd be like, you do 1, 2, 3, and say
Start over.
say you get to 3, and you start doing them wrong, right? Your body's moved or something. So it's like they go like this. They go 1, 2, 3, 3, 3,
Yeah, until
Three.
you do it right.
3, and then you adjust. They go 4, 5. So really, you on like 12, but they on 4.
Damn.
And so you need to do whatever it is, 45 of them to pass the test
Yeah.
in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And really, you did 50 of them, but you had 32, and you struggling. You like trying to push them. I used to struggle with the
I used
push-ups.
to knock that shit out. I used to get in trouble a lot in boot camp. I got dropped too many times. By then they were like,
But
man,
Tony
don't
built.
even drop 'em.
Tony built a certain way.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
lot different.
short arms.
Yeah. It's like when you a long lanky cat,
That shit's long. and
push-ups
far.
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running,
Yeah.
I probably would have ran circles around Tony.
Yeah.
Because running part was good for. I was easy.
Mhm.
Like I said, in sit-ups I had no problem. But when it came to push-ups, Tony was one of them cats that tap, doing them
Knock 'em
push-ups
out.
like that. Because there's hella cats that was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
6, 7, 8.
You're long,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then your body bends,
Yeah.
and then your arms are longer, so it's a longer way to go down,
They like,
and you
bop,
got to
bop,
go up.
bop, bop, bop.
And like you said, when running, you got the long ass fucking legs,
Long
man.
ass stride.
I just had to stride.
Yeah.
Hey, did they have pull-ups in the PT?
Nah, we had to do them in basic training. We used
basic
to have to
training.
do pull-ups to get into the mess hall.
Damn.
They used to make us do it's a trip because they used to make us do 10 of them, and shit, hardly nobody can do 10 of them back then. Until we ended basic training, we could do them.
Mhm.
But at the beginning, they used to be fucking with us.
Yeah, a lot of shit you could.
What it really was is just for them to get people in and give them time to get their food and get seated before the next people came through.
Mhm.
And so they'd have us out there doing them, and we'd be like the same way. You'd be like, they'd be like 3. You'd be like 3. He'd be fucking with you. 3. You'd be like, shit, drill something that's 4. I said 3, motherfucker.
Damn.
Get your ass up there.
That's fucked up.
3.5.
It's just crazy.
Man, we got anything to talk about tonight?
Yeah, we were supposed to be getting into Robert Kraft, and you just
Man, let that old man get his
Fuck
happy
that
ending.
shit, man. That motherfucker on the Patriots.
So hang on. I swear we talked about this last week, but I
No.
guess we didn't.
We did not.
So hang on. How do y'all feel about? So I swear we talked about the trafficking stuff, because they threw the trafficking part on it.
Yeah, that happened after.
We didn't speak on that.
No.
I thought we had a conversation.
Oh, it
after
was
on
me
the
and
fence.
you.
We was doing the fence.
Oh, that's what it was,
Man,
man.
let that man get that.
So hang on.
happy
So the talk I heard today about it,
Mhm.
it's funny because who I heard talking about it, they weren't speaking on the trafficking and shit. They were just
No, they was
speaking
talking
on.
about
They were just speaking on him trying to get a
rubbing tug.
a menage. What do you call that? With the
A
3?
menage a trois?
Yeah, he was trying to pay for that. Supposedly, that's what
That's
TMZ put on that on the
got
thing.
the
Damn,
bread?
all I seen was they was talking about like $55 or
I think said he got the
$75.
bread.
No, they was talking about just a rubbing tug or something like that for Sunny.
Nah, it's saying today that nigga was trying to get a menage. But
Was trying to
what
get
is
a
it
menage?
called? What is it
a
called?
menage.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
What?
Menage.
It's
I
Creole.
can't even say the shit. Menage a trois.
ending. Twice.
Yeah, that's it. Menage a trois.
He got the bread for it. He can do
What
it.
you know about a menage?
I didn't say.
Fuck, how do you fuck you say it?
Menage a
Menage
trois.
a trois.
Oh, I
Menage
see.
a
That's
trois.
how. So you know what? That's because I'm so wholesome.
Shit.
That I don't even know how to
You
say
ain't
it.
never been
so
nowhere.
wherever this place is in Florida, which the Trump's little.
Wait a minute, have
golf
you
thing
ever
is-
been?
No,
Kev, nigga,
I'm telling you the truth.
you know you don't never tell the truth. That's one thing you don't never do is tell the
Just a
truth.
bitch. Fuck you, Eric.
Have you ever been? First of all, have you ever had a massage by?
I never had a massage by a
man.
licensed masseuse. By a licensed masseuse.
I used to be like, ah.
I'm not gonna go to Tony yet because I didn't even, you know what? I'm not even gonna go to Tony. 'cause,
Don't even
all
go to
right.
me.
So
I tell the truth.
so you've never
Fuck
paid.
you, Tony.
So you've never paid. If we were talking about this, and it's been talked about
Fuck you
on
too, Eric.
other
'Cause you started this
podcasts.
shit.
It's been talked about on other podcasts, so I
Got a
realize
lot
that.
for you motherfuckers. Fuck you both.
Have you
motherfuckers.
ever paid
I'm pissed off now, man. Fuck that
for
shit.
some coochie?
No. Well.
Hang on. No,
Whoa.
Don't say,
Stop.
No, don't say
stop.
say we all gonna say. Don't say that one part.
Yes, we is.
No, don't say that. Yes, we is.
Yes, we is. We all pay. So don't get it twisted.
No, we all
'Cause
know
if
what
you-
you're talking about.
if
We
you're
all
going
paid
and
for
you're-
some coochie.
If
We
you're,
all
if
know
you're
that.
going, you're buying dinners and you're doing all the rest of that shit with your expectations.
Okay,
But
okay,
you know
no.
that's not what we talking about.
Okay.
No, I've never.
No dinners involved.
I've never folded out my money to say, here. Now let me get that head. No, let me get.
So
this
you've
from there.
never came into an establishment
but if I was
knowing
in a-
that you need to come out the pocket whatever amount and you're
Nah.
gonna get this and that and that and that and this.
Nah, I mean, don't get it twisted. When I listen to motherfuckers talk about the military, that seems like that was a normal thing.
Yeah.
Because you over in some foreign country and whatever.
No,
Nah.
it's free.
So
Yeah, I know you can get free too. I know that too.
no. Tone. That's not. Don't throw that up in there. That's not what we talking about right now.
Okay,
We
but
talking
no,
about
I've
straight
never.
Prostitution, paying
Okay.
for it.
No.
Okay, great
No.
tone.
Yeah.
And I don't see nothing
Anymore?
wrong with it. This is the
So-
funny part about it. I don't see nothing wrong with it because I'm feeling like you paying eventually.
No,
might just
no,
be the
no,
quick
it's not
route.
the same.
It's
not the
just
same,
different.
man.
It's
It is
different.
different. It might be the quick
It's
route.
different.
The only thing I kind of feel kind of crazy about is that is she doing that on her own accord or is she being made to do that?
That's
So
the
that's the part I feel like, oh, that's kind of
okay.
crazy.
That's
We
the
don't want to go into that part yet.
Yeah, that's the question. That's I don't know if that's what they're making it more of a deal with as far as Kraft goes. If there was underage and
The
human
trafficking and all that, but
stuff.
I didn't want to go into that
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of
Right.
it yet.
But there's other parts where is that that's what they do regardless
so,
if
so
they're
we want to know what Tone's situation was with it.
How'd you
I
come
mean,
across
because your
paying
folks,
for some
because your fans want to know.
How'd you come across paying for some pussy? That's what we want to know.
When did
I
you
was
come across?
overseas. That's
Where were you at?
Overseas.
Where were you at?
There's Thailand.
Oh, there's more than one. There's
there's
more than one
Indonesia.
overseas. Oh, you was over many seas.
I visited a lot of ports.
So you came out, and then what they had like I guess it was like equivalent to like the red light district or something, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just one of those things where you go, whatever. club
Everybody
you go
was
to,
doing it.
You go
Everybody
to a
was
club,
doing it.
and there's freelancers, which is you want to call them prostitutes, but over there is freelancers. They go in the club. They're allowed in the club, and
Military,
you negotiate, and then you have a room, and they stay with you pretty much all night. It's not like here where it's like bada boom, bada bang, and I'm out of there.
How you know about here? How you know it's like that here? Have you
Oh.
have you had it here?
No, but here nobody watched that HBO special.
Yeah, everybody watched that
I
HBO.
didn't see it.
Where there was all the prostitute.
Didn't
You
see
ain't watch
it.
that
You
shit?
didn't
No,
watch
I
that?
didn't see
Oh
it.
man.
Oh wow, that was crazy. That's when they had all them
Some
pimps
crazy
and all
shit.
that.
No,
Pimps up, hoes down.
Yeah, that's it. Pimps
didn't
up,
see
hoes
it.
down.
Didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
yeah, okay. Wink,
That's a
wink.
good one.
Okay,
Pimps
I
up,
ain't
hoes
wink,
down.
winking, nigga. I didn't see it. I just said I didn't see it.
Listen, you're a young military person that's out and about overseas.
Uh-huh.
If you don't come across a lady that you don't have to wine and dine, and she knows what's up, then that's what you do.
Yeah.
She's there on her own free will.
Okay.
They're contractors. They
What?
don't have no pimps. There's nobody. They all work for themselves.
Boy Wonder. What you go ahead and tell us your story?
Listen,
I ain't no boy, and you ain't never got to wonder about it. Okay.
we do wonder.
No, the hell you won't. You got to wonder about that. Shit, I know if I'm a superhero, I'm more than Boy Wonder. That's for goddamn shit.
Damn.
And as far as massages go, they know they're there. That's what they do.
Nah.
If they do extras, oh no, okay. I'm speaking to people that never been into
I didn't. I'm pretty sure I was in the
Happy ending
military.
massage?
I would have been. No.
I've never been
that's
to
a
one.
whole lot of.
I've never been to a massage,
Never.
masseuse, or whatever you want to call it here. And I know there's a bunch of them around. I speak to people about them.
Mhm.
I've never been to one, and I don't even know if I have enough courage to ask them. So
Yeah, I
come
would
out
feel
with that
odd.
happy ending.
Yeah, they're lame here.
So I ain't never did that.
Yeah.
Now I was in the service, and I was stationed in Germany for most of my time, where the famous, it's more the infamous red light district is,
Mm-hmm.
where you can walk down the street. They got girls.
There's one in
in the
Germany and there's
window.
one in Canada, right?
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of red light districts
Oh,
yeah,
everywhere.
it's very like
But the
districts
the
everywhere.
famous
But
ones.
the Germany is the
Amsterdam.
most
Yeah,
famous
Amsterdam
one.
is
Amsterdam,
Amsterdam. Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
But it's all
Yeah.
related
It's
right
legal.
over there.
Yeah. Okay.
So they got girls in the windows when you're walking through and shit, and I've seen actually been in the area, red light district and stuff, downtown Frankfurt,
Mhm.
and seen the girls and stuff. I've never paid for it. Well, and my thing was there was plenty of us. When I say us,
Mhm.
my boys that was in the army that was paying.
Mhm.
My thing was me and my boys that I was close with. We just had such a good run while we were there. That in my, let me finish my story. Then I'll tell you about comparison to Tony.
Mhm.
Uh, we had such a good run while we was there. It was just too easy. Because our thing was at that time, we talking about the '90s, early '90s, where it was more about the club. Tony remembers it was all about getting to the club.
Yep.
I hate to admit it, but we was dancing fools. We all wanted to dance,
Mhm.
and girls were just going because we were Americans, and black Americans in Germany was just popping at that time.
Mhm.
So it was just too easy. I mean, I'm sure it was a form of prostitution, just being in the club swooping up chicks. I mean, we were swooping them up,
Mhm.
but I never entertained it because it was just too easy. I was always busy. I was always busy with other girls, so I never had to really go out there and pay for it.
That makes
Now,
sense.
the difference comparison with Tony is I was in the Army. So I was land based. I was stationed in one spot for the whole time. Like Tony's hitting port to port to port.
Temporary.
So it's different for them. They're
Yeah.
coming in, they tearing up shit, and then they out.
Fuck on.
They getting the fuck on.
Yeah,
See
so
you
they
next year.
so they don't have relationships and
Yeah,
stuff going on.
Yeah.
Where with the Army, I mean, there was a lot of motherfuckers who swore the girl they met in the Army. Shit, not only
You
did
the one.
not only they think they were the one, they married them.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guys who just married the chicks that they met. Forgot about the girl they had at home. Forgot about everything they had at home.
Did they bring them back with them, or they left?
Some of them, a lot of them do. Some of them don't. I mean, you see, how many people do you see that's? I mean, Sacramento used to be a spot that you've seen a lot, especially black soldiers with like Filipino wives and
Air Force town.
Yeah, because it's an Air Force town. We got 2 bases and we got one right outside Sacramento, so that's 3 bases.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Who
And so-
Travis McCullough and Bill.
Yeah, and Bill, and then you go to the Bay Area, you got Travis and everything else. And stuff.
Yeah, my field the Bay Area.
Yeah, so you've seen a lot of that, but that was just something that a lot of people did. They just did it, and I never not. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna front. I had planned on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I had planned on doing the red light district before I left, just to say I did it. It's like driving the Autobahn.
Mm-hmm.
I drove an Autobahn before I left,
Mm-hmm.
and that was fun. I planned on going to the red light
Going to the
district,
red light district.
but I just.
swinging one up. Yeah, that one.
But it was just and that's something I haven't experienced to the point that talking about Kraft, because that one guy from what was it, from Vegas, Reno, said that he should have just came down here. He could have picked it. It's legal out here, and I haven't experienced to be able to walk into a place, an establishment, and just pick out. You know what, you.
Well, that's interesting
That's a
that
whole
the
new-
way they did
You're
it.
the winner.
Yeah. I mean, because
You won.
it's not about he don't have the money to keep it secret.
You about to have the best 2 minutes of your life.
What's amazing to me, I think he kind of did it there because he probably felt like they didn't know who he was. It was the price that I read was cheap.
$70 was $70.
$70.
$8.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know that's Robert Kraft. You're gonna be like, oh no, partner, you gotta break off more than that. You gotta do something. We gotta get better selection. He went up in there and paid $79.
That's not cool. But that's not what. See, now I heard.
That's
Damn,
included.
who was I listening to? Like Joe Budden or somebody I was listening to today
I
said
read it in the paper.
they were saying somebody. I don't know. They might have been joking, but they said that the reason why his payment was so low could have been. They don't know for a fact, but could have been.
He probably owns a joint.
Think about it.
He's
If you get
77.
no, but if you give a 77-year-old man the price that they think is okay, that's nothing.
Mhm.
you got a repeat customer, and you able to keep it quiet, able to keep. That's who you want coming back.
Yeah,
You want like a Kraft
Yeah.
coming back. Because as he comes back, he's gonna want different things. He's gonna want this and that. And since I've been keeping you quiet, I gave you the player price at the beginning, but now you guilty. That $70 jumped up to $500 now. Or
Maybe.
who knows what it's gonna jump up to? But now I got you because I know what you've been doing.
And I know who you are now.
Yeah. So now we've done business a few times. We've done business a few times. Now when you come back in here, it's like $70 my ass. Nigga, you better break me off. I want that helicopter you went and picked up McMillan.
Did you catch that they had him on video?
No, but there is
a video,
right? They
of
showed a
the
video,
of the actual raid, I think.
That place is word of mouth. That means he's known people that's big
to
go in there.
I
They were saying
disagree.
something about the Trump hotels or something. Trump.
Well,
golf
it is.
tournament or Trump
Hang on.
something going on
Go
there.
ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, why not give him that price if you need a repeat customer?
Well,
Yeah.
the reason why
People don't know who he is.
the reason why I say that it is word of mouth, but I don't think it's a big word of mouth like you're thinking, because without giving names,
Right.
I know a lot of motherfuckers. I know a lot of motherfuckers
boy.
that's what they do. They do this shit, and I talk to them all the time. That's what they do on the weekends. They go to these happy ending spots, right?
Damn.
And you know what? And who I just said, I know. Now I'm thinking about it. I know other motherfuckers who does this shit, and they tell me, right. So what I'm saying is
It's
that
an
these
experience.
motherfuckers are doing it all the time, and they all know where to go.
Right.
I'm afraid that the one night, well,
I go.
mind you, I'm married, man, so I can't be frequent. Not frequent. I can't be in these spots.
You can't be visiting those
Not
spots.
frequently.
Yeah.
Frequently. What was it? Frequency.
Frequent.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's
I
known
can't be
frequent.
in those spots. So, but when I was able to be in them spots, that's the one thing I always thought about. The day I go up in there,
What if your wife gives you a gift card?
I wouldn't go to them spots.
They do thorough.
First of all, you know what? That's a good topic.
they do massage you.
Okay.
They actually do massage you.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about gave me a free pass. I thought that's what I
No,
thought you were saying.
A
You talking about,
discount.
you talking
gift
about it
card.
just
You want them-
getting a massage?
Yeah,
Yeah, if I was real,
Okay.
if I thought you was talking about a pass.
No,
Now, if you're
not a
talking
pass.
about if you're talking about a gift card, I'm probably gonna go with my wife.
Let's think about this. I want your opinion.
Hang on, he hit on something good because we
Okay,
talking about the
A
free
gift
pass.
card.
But
All
go
right,
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Hit the free.
No, I'm just saying the gift card. You don't know until you get there. You be like, oh, all right, cool. I can do a gift card. I need a good rub down the shit. And then she goes,
Have you ever had one?
what? A massage?
A rub down. Oh, that's right. You the one that did.
Come
we the
on,
one that did.
yeah. That's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
go ahead,
But-
finish. Go ahead,
But
finish.
if she says, here's a gift card, you probably need a massage or something. Just check it out. Just check it out.
Mhm.
Then you go there, and then all of a sudden it's, hey, I could, she goes, hey, I could,
And then what
and you
gonna
go,
do?
and then you go,
Huh?
I
I would be like, huh?
tug on it. Jesus Christ. What if-
I don't, you know what? Just because my wife got it, I don't trust that. I don't trust her, bro.
Cool.
That bitch is
But she
saying
don't know.
that bitch is saying that hey, I could, and I'm like, my wife put you up to this.
What a video camera.
She put. I be looking around like she put you up to this.
Boy.
Bring it out. Come on out. I know she's somewhere up in here. Nope, not me. You ain't getting me.
Yeah.
But
Good answer.
no, that's what I would think.
I
Good
probably
answer.
do the
Good
same
answer.
thing.
Now, if I went by myself and that happened, that's a whole different situation. But if she sent me, I'm like, what's she up to?
Mm.
Because just the idea of a woman giving me a massage and my wife paid for it and she's not around and she's not around. See, I know she's cool with it happening, but I think that she would be around. She would be
Yeah.
like, I'm getting one too. I'll be there with you. I don't think she would ever buy me a massage,
And let you
send me to the spot, especially if she got me a massage, it would be so
couples massage.
medical. If it was by myself, it'd be
She
like the
sent you to a
hospital doing it.
chiropractor.
Exactly. It wouldn't be.
They're not even.
Gloves
That's
with
not even
suction
close.
It
on
wouldn't be Chung Lee over there doing it for me.
Nah.
That's for
That
damn
would,
sure.
that's not even close. Chiropractor and massage.
That's the kind of massage she would send me to. This girl wouldn't have nice hands and just oiling you up and doing stuff good for you. She'd be like, oh, hell no.
So I guess my question is this. Robert Kraft is 77 years old.
Robert who?
Kraft.
Oh.
77
He said
years old.
Kraft.
His wife died 2011,
He's got it, but he's already in another relationship.
right?
So what?
Right? Millions of dollars,
Yeah.
So what?
right? What is he doing wrong? If
What
he's
is- what did he-
if he's
Paying for a
going-
sexual act.
okay,
It's
all right.
illegal there.
it's illegal. It's
Yeah.
illegal in Miami, right?
Yeah. And
So
he
that's
wasn't
what-
in Miami.
Wasn't he in Miami?
He was in Florida, but he wasn't in Miami.
Not Florida. It's Florida, right?
It's some other funny name town.
So Miami just reporting that the Palm Beach
Nope.
County
Nope.
newspaper,
What's the name?
Wherever it
Town.
is.
wherever it is. So I mean, he's an older gentleman, you know, probably at the twilight of the life, whatever it is. He's just trying to enjoy the rest of his life.
Law ain't got no age on it, bro.
I know
Except
that,
for
but
drinking.
I'm just saying. I mean, are you really knocking this dude?
Am I knocking him?
Oh, he's well known. That's why.
No. Ain't nobody. See, this is where I don't think nobody's knocking him for it. It has nothing to do with him as a man going out and doing it. Now let's just let me get this straight. Now let's that sex trafficking stuff is
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
But
Wrong.
if this is just another like you were saying, women they're doing what they feel like, even though it might be illegal, but they're doing it their own will and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then the only issue is, and I know this takes away from the story, it makes it not as exciting. The only issue is when players get in trouble, what the punishment is.
Mhm.
So he's been arrested.
Mhm.
He's been for whatever it is he's done.
Mhm.
So now the punishment, the NFL steps in, and they have to punish him. The reason they do is
decency
because
clause,
no,
right?
but don't shake your head, Tone, because we're
It's
not
a decency
we're
clause,
not
I
talking
think.
exactly. We're not talking about common. We're not talking about how we feel like as guys.
Right.
We're talking about the way they hold the players to
Accountable,
that same
right.
that same rule.
Right.
Mhm.
So if a player gets in trouble like that, even though they might look at it the same way, like, well, damn, he's single, he's whatever, but he got arrested.
Mhm.
So the NFL will step in because it's a decency cause, and
Did
they'll
he get arrested or just charged?
no, he got arrested.
He got no.
Well, he got whatever it
yeah,
is, he's got
they filed
charged.
charges. He didn't get arrested.
How do you get charged and not arrested? That don't make no sense.
Like,
Uh,
they just send the
soliciting.
send the information over and say we got you. Hey, the
No,
crazy
you
part-
can't get charged with something and not
Wait a
get
minute,
arrested,
The crazy
huh?
part, they said for the locals, and I read this, and I know for 100% sure this is what it said. For locals, they just send the fine in the mail because it's a misdemeanor.
But they're getting them with the sex
It's-
trafficking. That's the different part. I don't know why he gets sex trafficking.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part.
Oh,
either.
because he is contributing to it by going.
Yeah, but
there,
don't you have to
probably.
move somebody for it to be sex trafficking?
No, it
That's
doesn't
what
matter.
I'm
You're still involved, and they still got to figure out if they're
Well,
underage. And
So what so that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm saying that, and I don't say I agree with it,
Mhm.
but if you're gonna, as a player, if you get in trouble, you get fined, say $50,000, and you get, you got suspended for 2 games.
Right.
He has to pay that same type of penalty
Yeah.
because he's the one that's handing out that. Think about it. He's the one who, even though he's not the one who made the punishment, he sees it through, right?
Yeah.
So he
the
needs to
owners
be-
of the league.
The league makes the rule.
Right.
He sees it through. He's the owner of the player. So they hand it down to him.
Yeah,
He
he
makes
gotta take
sure
the money out
he's
of
the one
the
to
check.
make sure. Look, you can't play for us for 3 games.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So he has to be fined and whatever. And I'm down for that. He should get a $50,000 fine, and maybe he can't go to 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't. Who
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
cares when you're Kraft?
Yeah, when you crash.
But that's what you do. That's how you do the situation, and that's the only situation. That's the only problem I got with him.
Yeah, I
Not
don't think I
unless
care.
it's not unless it's the sex trafficking. If they come to find
yeah,
out
underage.
Yeah.
and all
that he was
yeah.
involved in all kind of
Underage,
bullshit
yeah,
like
you gotta
that,
sting him. Gotta
then
sting
yeah,
him.
send a nigga to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no bueno.
but
Put
if,
him with the
if,
rest
it's,
of 'em.
if she's of age and she's doing it of her own free will,
It's funny he's speaking age.
But the thing is like we don't know that.
of age, yeah. that's
We
the
don't
main
know.
thing.
We don't know
have
who's
no
working
idea.
there. We don't know anything because they shut it down.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he's still contributing to that
Yeah,
It's
$79,
like
like Eric said.
when you buy drugs, you're still contributing to the trafficking and everything else
Yeah.
like that. But it's like because of his name,
Yeah.
it's a bigger
That's
deal.
what- yeah, I disagree. And you hang on. I disagree, but you might be all the way right. I disagree with if you're right that they're charging people with that. That's kind of fucked up that I buy drugs, but I'm contributing to trafficking of the drugs and shit. I
Yeah.
buy drugs because I'm an addict and
I
I'm
wanna get high.
addicted
Yeah.
and I gotta have the high. I understand my money goes towards everything,
Yeah.
but at the same time, for you to hit me up with that, that's kind of fucked up. That you hitting me up with all the shit that came with trafficking of it.
That's why they give you the amount that you have,
Yeah.
the certain amount that you have. If you have over a certain amount, you're trafficking
Well, you're dealing.
or you're dealing, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it's under that amount, that's personal consumption.
Which is
but
still
if you still have
which is bullshit too,
Right.
because that has to do with the money you have.
Mhm.
When you're a rich, famous guy,
That
you
shit
don't
don't
feel
matter.
like going looking for the dope man every 2 days. So what you do is you might buy a month's worth, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, Tony went into something else, but you was mentioning age. You mentioned the age.
I mentioned age. Yeah.
Yeah, so you were saying, what about the age?
I was just saying, if she's legal, if she's doing it of her own accord to pay her bills, as Tony said, to do whatever, right?
That's one
Then
thing.
that's a different charge to me than if you're having some minor in there. If you're forcing these people to do sex acts to live in the United States or excuse me.
Well, you mentioned you touched on age.
Yeah.
You touched on sex acts.
Yeah.
Your own will and accord. You touched on.
Yeah.
Which
You're on
brings
court.
us to R. Kelly,
Yeah. This motherfucker.
which all that shit falls in this case somewhere, huh? First of
Before
all,
we-
go
ahead.
I mean, I think we all in agreement that R. Kelly's.
scumbag.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we all in that. We're all in that thing, and we all. So, how do you feel about him finally getting?
Damn,
I
he
think
can
it's
still afford $1
justice.
million bail. He
Yeah,
can still afford that.
But
What is his lawyers put it up for him? They said lawyers.
it was
I mean, they know that
it
money's
was $1
coming.
million. He had to pay $100,000 to get out, right?
Wait a minute, and what we? Of course, he can
kinda
afford
cheap.
$1 million. That
Yeah.
motherfucker got R. Kelly.
His catalog's got him.
Just I believe I can fly
still bring it in.
bringing in $1 million
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, I'm with you on there.
He got hit after hit. He got
I was just more confused. I was just thinking about because he lost that house in Atlanta. So
Yeah, because he wasn't doing nothing on it.
yeah,
It
but-
was-
and
they, like,
remember he
abandoned it.
he also going through divorces and kids and stuff like that. He might not even want that house. Believe me, what he want, whatever he wants,
he
he can get.
abandoned
Yeah,
the
that ain't got money. He
So-
still sell. That's a crazy thing about it. For a while, he was still selling out shows here. I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't doing arenas, but he was selling out shows for for some reason. He's like, you know what? I don't feel bad about saying it. They love throwing us underneath the bus.
Mhm.
Black women were supporting R. Kelly like a motherfucker.
It was.
They love some R. Kelly. And I wasn't going to say it because, I don't want black women getting mad at me, but what the fuck do I care? They always talking about what the fuck we support. So I'm talking about what you support. You like R. Kelly like that motherfucker.
Let-
Like him all the way to jail.
Do you think?
Stick your ass in jail, you old bitch ass.
Do you think
nigga.
if they don't put
If I
out
see
that,
R. Kelly, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him.
you crazy shit? If you think if they
I'll
don't put
whoop
out
R.
the
Kelly's
support
ass.
Surviving R. Kelly, it goes this far.
Huh?
If that documentary doesn't come out, Surviving R. Kelly, and it just
Are
tape
you asking
comes out.
Tom?
I'm asking y'all. If the tape
Go ahead,
just comes
Tom.
out, and the guy, I forgot the lawyer's name who found the tape. If the tape just comes out, no Surviving R. Kelly, do you think they get this vested in it?
What tape?
there's
Yo,
more
they got a
tapes.
tape.
There are
The new
tapes.
tape.
A new
New
tape.
tapes, yeah.
Yeah, if the, so
14-year-old. It happened in 99 and 2000.
yeah, but it ain't got nothing to do with the Surviving R. Kelly.
But the Surviving R. Kelly is what's been fueling.
So you're saying
all
if
the
the
anger.
new tape came out and we never seen
Yeah.
Surviving R. Kelly?
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody's
I
seen
think
those new
I think
tapes.
he's still. I think it's got the fuel behind it
Yeah,
is pushing it.
yeah.
It's really pushing it.
Really pushing
But
it.
without that, it's still going. It might not be pushed as strong
Yeah,
because everybody's waiting for that nigga to fall,
we all want him to go to jail.
but it's still being pushed. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I think it's that it's if obviously nobody's seen the new tapes because we seen the old tapes.
Yeah.
But the thing is that that couldn't even get him because
Well,
they still had
they're
to
saying
prove.
that the old tapes we're not even allowed to see anymore because they call that child porn now. Remember that was
Yeah.
out everywhere.
Stupid.
Exactly.
I
They were
didn't even
saying-
understand why they call it child porn.
They calling it.
And at the-
What do you mean you can't see why they call it child porn? He's
It
fucking a
does.
kid.
It was child molestation, no matter how the fuck you cut it.
But if it's on a tape, it's called child porn, and it's being sold on every corner. That's
he
child.
wasn't selling it.
Right, but at
But
this,
it's still called child pornography. I'm not talking about.
regardless.
So I'm not saying.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not saying what it is to R. Kelly. I'm saying when it's out on the street being sold on a market,
right.
it's child pornography.
I understand exactly what
So
you're
to
saying.
everybody else, if you go buy it, you're buying child pornography.
I understand that.
So that's what it is. That's the reason why we can't see it anymore.
Now, let me say my piece.
Hmm.
I don't understand why they tried to charge him with child pornography.
But I never
that was
said.
his charge they gave to him when they tried to get him the first time. Child pornography.
No. They charged him the first time with child pornography because they pulled him over in Florida or whatever that was, and he had a car full of tapes of child pornography. He had all different types of child pornography that wasn't him. It was just child pornography. Besides the shit that he had child pornography and all this shit. He carried child pornography. He had it with him all the time.
Remember
never
though.
knew
So
that.
he was charged
never
with
knew
child
that.
pornography, just like anybody else. If they come and raid your place and they see that you got,
They ain't gonna see no shit like that.
I'm saying if they were to come in and see that you got files and files of child pornography,
Yeah.
that's what they're going to charge you with because
Yeah.
child pornography is
That makes
legal,
sense.
right?
I didn't know that because every time I heard about that case, they was talking about the girl and
yeah,
what's
but they
her name's
couldn't. They
niece.
couldn't get him because of the tape because they couldn't figure out if
He was
when
selling.
that happened and
Yeah.
how old she was at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
No,
But
it had nothing to do with selling.
no.
It's had
No,
nothing
that
to
was
do
a
with
bootleg.
selling.
The case when they were talking about it, they were not talking about him being with tapes and got busted with all these tapes and he had child pornography. They was talking about him and the niece. What's the name's niece?
Right.
They never mentioned once in that case that I heard when I watched that show or video and saw any clips about a bunch of tapes being found on him and child pornography.
See,
they were just always talking
check it
about
out.
him having sex with that little girl.
No, see, but that's what I'm trying to explain to you. That was one of the charges. So he was brought up on having sex with that little girl. He was brought up on charges of peeing on that little girl. That's a whole nother law that he broke, peeing on the girl.
Mhm.
Then, on top of that, when he was released or whatever, I don't know if it was bail or whatever else, they caught him a while, just a little bit later before he went to trial and stuff with child pornography and stuff. They had a whole car full of that shit. So all these charges are building up. And then when he finally went to the court, that last time they hit him up for they tried to hit him up for everything. How he got off, I don't know. They're saying that he paid a bunch of people. Now, how he got off on a child pornography part, I don't know. But here's my just to go with what you say.
Mhm.
Here's my one thing. Say I'm all wrong about that.
Okay.
If you videotape yourself having sex with a young somebody underage, I might be wrong, but I'm almost positive. I might be wrong, but I'm almost positive that that's child pornography. It has nothing to do with sale. It has to do with filming of. So you don't have to sell it.
Mhm.
Think about it. We're on the internet. You can look up child pornography all you want to and never purchase it.
Mhm.
So it's still child pornography. So by him just taping it, he still might be guilty of child pornography just because he taped an underage girl. Has nothing to do with him whether they sold it or not. He has it.
It wasn't about selling. He didn't sell.
I don't think
It
it's
got
about
out.
selling.
It got out.
I mean, I'm just saying for the definition of pornography.
Right.
Pornography, child pornography just have to have a, porn with the child.
Yeah.
And that's child pornography.
Yeah. So what's he got? 10 counts.
10 counts.
10 counts, right?
10 counts.
Like 7 of them are underage or something like that?
Yeah, pretty much. And whatever.
Here it is.
There's like a few of them underage,
Yeah. There's one that says definitely. She says she's 14.
and this is like recently, huh?
Yeah. So the first time is 14 counts. This is 10. He faced
That's crazy. So back to your question, Kev.
yeah.
When you said, do you think that this, if we wouldn't have had the surviving, what is it?
Surviving R. Kelly.
If we wouldn't have the surviving R. Kelly, do you think that this would have happened? I think that because he's whatever kind of maniac in the head, whatever he's so, because it's just showing
Nasty, bro.
this motherfucker. He's been arrested now.
Mhm.
He's been brought up on charges.
Trial.
He's got off, and he still goes back and does the same
That
thing.
motherfucker got issues. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The type of person he is,
predator.
eventually, it had to catch up with him because he just don't know how to stop.
yeah.
He can't stop. He's
No,
really
he's
got
a predator.
issues.
He's a predator. He, regardless of whatever it is, a predator always goes
Comes-
back to
he
his old.
comes back, bruh.
Man, that's nasty. You know damn well what you did.
You
Even at the trial, he still turned around and did the same thing. Scooped up a few young ladies.
Oh yeah. One
Still
of them was there
did the
after the
same.
trial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
it's like you would think that you just got your ass whooped. You just got your ass whooped for whatever it is that you do. To turn around and go right back out there and do the shit. Your mom is looking at you like, didn't I just whoop your ass?
Mhm.
I just whooped your ass. And he
Just turn around and still.
yeah,
do
he
it.
just don't see it. He's almost been convicted, which has a sentence of damn near, shit, he gonna be in jail the rest of his life. He gets off and he turns right around and pulls another one that's at the fucking
at the courthouse.
That's just crazy.
Reporting him.
He's got issues. But you know what, man?
The shit is ridiculous to just think about the whole thing. Go ahead. You saying?
I mean, just to sum it all up and shit, we gotta start letting these assholes be assholes, bro, and let them and start we celebrate so much shit as black people. We celebrate a lot of shit. Tony's black now too. We celebrate a lot
right,
of bullshit.
You said right. We.
Yes, I
Yeah. Okay.
I included you.
All right.
We need to celebrate when an asshole is brought out to be an asshole. Get him off our team. I'm an R. Kelly. I loved R. Kelly's music back in the day. 12 plays best album I ever heard. I still put that up there with one of the best R&B albums ever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. But
I can't. He's got to go, man. He's got to go. You think R. Kelly gives a fuck about us?
Hell no.
nah.
Exactly.
Never once wanted to go see a concert, nothing. Because I know back then
I wanted to go.
he was a
I
popular
actually-
person. I was not gonna pay.
That
those
was a
prices.
concert I used to say that's a concert I would go to with my girl
Right.
because I love R. Kelly. My wife loved R. Kelly. We that's a concert I would go to. But now it's like that nigga's gotta go, man.
He'd have been
And
decent.
everybody
I don't
else.
want to say nothing about R. Kelly. I want to be associated with that motherfucker. Fuck that
He
motherfucker.
gotta
At least
go,
been
man.
one of my top 10.
And the
concerts
goal
to
part
go
is,
see.
like I said, I'm one of the ones that said, shit, man. You remind me that
R.
like,
Kelly
out of
shit
the ride.
was
That
nice,
shit was
nigga.
deep. Yeah, R.
No,
Kelly shit was
Your
bumping,
body's
man.
calling.
But
Your body's calling was the
Hey,
shit.
bump and grind
Dude,
shit.
that dude
oh,
signed.
come
I'm
on, man,
telling you,
come
that
on,
dude
man.
signed
Shit.
a contract with the devil.
He had to. That's a sick.
But
motherfucker.
but
So you don't
with
wanna be
that being
associated
said,
with
and I know we already had the show, but with that being said, we gotta have the same energy for Michael.
him. Yeah. I said that.
It hurt me when I said I had to cancel him because
Man, I ain't canceled him yet.
I stopped and think about it. I said, do I cancel him after Thriller or before Thriller?
Shit.
No, you gotta cancel the whole catalog. You can't just do.
Yeah.
I know.
Same with R.
Parts,
Kelly.
nigga.
But
man,
off
man,
the wall and Thriller.
When the shit
on,
come
man.
on, when the shit come on, I don't turn it off yet. That's the
Yeah, I
bad
ain't-
part, and I need
like-
to turn it off.
See, but now
I
they
don't
got
turn it off.
they
I
got
just
that
like,
Michael.
hey, I be seeing that shit.
It's coming.
They got that Michael Jackson
It's coming
documentary.
right now.
Yeah, coming.
That's
which
the next one.
I
Yeah.
think it's full of bullshit because the two guys that's there went to the trial and said they never did anything, and after the
Yeah,
fact
they
they
said-
did
them
something. That's some
motherfuckers changed
bullshit.
up.
The dancer Wayne, whatever his name was.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like
Fuck,
that
that's
shit.
bullshit too.
And not to mention,
Wade
for
Robson.
Christ's sake, the
Yeah.
guy's passed, and he still has his kids.
Yeah,
out.
but first of all, there's two things. There's two issues there. I'm
Chester
not.
the child tester.
I'm
fuck
I'm
it,
I'm,
he
I'm,
what
I'm
he
a
is,
Michael
though.
fan. I used to be, but we know what Michael
How you
did
gonna
when he.
cancel somebody that ain't here?
We know what Michael did when he was here. We know he was touching kids.
We actually believe. None of us
He was
know.
he was touching kids. And the other thing I got an issue with what you just said is that I'm laughing because I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Hang on. You said two things. You said that how we gonna judge him when he ain't here,
You can cancel the guy. He's not here.
and what was the other part of that you said?
And he still has kids. They got to
Oh,
deal with
and that's
the
the other.
aftermath.
That's the other part. We all know they ain't his kids.
What? Why you say that?
That's a whole new other topic.
That's not his. Come on, bruh. That is not Michael Jackson's kids. That mother got two white kids. They both got blue eyes. They all got how many black motherfuckers you know with white kids with blue eyes?
I don't know nothing about them kids.
I mean, you know what? And I want you
I
to be
can't say
truthful. I want you to be truthful. If you can find one, you might. One out of all three of us, maybe you know one.
Let me say this. They might not be his biological kids, but them is his kids.
What does that mean?
Means like maybe it's not his sperm that they donated to get those babies, but he adopted those babies or those babies are his. He's taking care of them.
Man,
Them
that
are
ain't his kids, man.
Eric, man, you signed the papers. They're yours.
Hey,
So
Those-
they getting the inheritance. they
those
getting the
kids
money,
calling them
those
daddy.
kids- yeah, they getting the money. They getting it. Then that's his kids. I don't know.
I can't believe.
I'm with you.
I
They
can't
don't
believe
look
y'all
like his
trying to
kids.
say that. I mean,
They don't look like they're his kids.
Kev,
biologically, but I don't know.
Stop.
I'm not gonna say they
Stop. Stop.
I don't know, Eric.
Just stop for a second,
They
bro.
don't look like
Take a
it. I
breath.
agree
Take a
with you.
breath. Take a breath. Those are not his kids. Don't say nothing. Just hear me out. Hear me say the whole thing out. Those are not his kids. Period. Blanket and
B.
and throw pillow or whatever the his name is. Oh, Prince, my bad. That they're not his
Is it
kids,
Prince?
bruh. Now, he might have been something positive in their life, or maybe not. But that's not that nigga's kids. And you talking about how he signed some papers. They put it out there that that's his blood. And them niggas ain't got a touch of black in them. Ain't no black in them kids.
Okay. I don't know, so I ain't.
I don't know.
I
You
don't do
can't
DNA
think
testing.
that's the kid. It's like,
Biologically, they're not, but them kids call them daddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
thinking.
daddy.
You might be right, Eric. I don't know.
okay.
Come on.
You know what? If it would have been from the beginning that look, me and whoever that was, his girl from Arizona, the girl that he
Brooke
got.
Shields
Oh no, Brooke Shields. He got
You
some.
mean the
He got
chubby
some old,
nurse?
Oh,
yeah, the
maid.
chubby girl. She was, ugh.
the maid or the housekeeper or something.
No,
shit?
she's
No,
a
no, she
nurse.
wasn't that. There was somebody. He swore it was somebody. But if they would have said from the beginning that we're adopting these kids
Yeah.
and we're gonna take them as our own,
She was
and
gonna
that's
have 'em.
one thing. But they made it seem like he had sex with that woman, and she gave birth to those kids, and that's Michael Jackson's whatchamacallits. You know how else we know that they ain't Michael Jackson's kids?
Oh.
Because ain't near one of them sang a lick yet. Michael already had, that nigga was already platinum. That nigga sold, that nigga had already won how many awards since when he was that old? Think about it. That's who Michael got with. He just showed me a picture of the chick.
Nah, I can't believe it.
It's not true, man.
No.
But you know,
Come on.
my thing is, it is what it is. But for you to try to pass it off to us like we stupid, don't do that, Michael.
Yeah.
Hey, but I can't speak bad about Michael because I love.
gotta see the
Every time I
DNA
think
test.
about the music, I love Michael's music, man.
Yeah. That's the problem with it. When it come on, I'll be snapping my fingers like shit.
They still play him
Come on, Mike.
on the radio.
I know Michael.
that shit.
They ain't did Michael wrong yet.
Yeah.
You don't hear our R. Kelly
No,
song
you
no
don't
more.
hear no R. Kelly
But
shit.
Michael, you be hearing PYT, hear all that shit on those.
Yeah,
what
do
happens
not
after
play
this
no R. Kelly
documentary.
shit. And I used to play R. Kelly shit all the time.
We'll still do a tribute for Michael Jackson.
Shit. Go to Vegas and hop right in one of them shows.
That's crazy.
hmm
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And not to mention too, we always got to remember if his kids would have really been his,
Yeah.
we got to remember, just like we was talking about the transgender thing,
Mhm.
how those were man jeans. Those kids would have came out looking like the old Michael.
Mhm.
So that means they would have been, think about the darker color.
Mhm.
They'd had the pug nose, the big spread out nose.
Mhm.
All that shit that Michael was before he changed up. That's what jeans those kids are getting. Just because you get your face cut up on, don't mean your jeans change.
They wanna
Kevin-
have some light skins.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Burple. If that nigga do some skin lightening, and all of us, you know, but you got light skinned kids.
Cake so
You
My
got
kids are
one.
mixed, fool.
You got one light skinned kid,
My mom's light skinned, fool.
but you dark as fuck.
That's okay.
So we talking about your one light skinned kid.
Cause black people can do that.
We talking about your one light skinned kid.
Black people can do that.
Did you get the blood test?
No.
What
I
the
don't-
fuck you say?
Here we
I don't
go.
want to say it on line. I don't want to say it
Y'all
on
get
air.
your motherfucking ass.
I don't
up
want to say
there.
it on air.
I don't want to say it on the air. Stupid ass. Ain't it too late? It's too late.
Shit, I sent hair samples in on my youngest. Ooh, did I say that? she got them Asian eyes, bro.
Nigga, I ain't never got to worry about
And
that
my
shit
next door
like that.
neighbor,
She's-
my next door neighbor at my old house,
My
was
baby
Asian.
look just like my mama.
Who? Should I like your mama?
Yeah.
Do she?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen your mama because you don't invite nobody to your
You see my
family
mama,
and
you
stuff.
dumbass. You just don't remember.
Oh,
you was
yeah,
at my,
I did.
you was at
You're
my
right,
brother.
you're right. I forget. I didn't see that.
She-
Who I didn't see?
One hell of a
I ain't
show.
never seen your sister.
all my sisters. You see one of my sisters. She was at her house. Fool.
That was her husband. I met.
Eric forget.
Eric got bad.
Was that her husband I met?
Yeah, it's
Eric
her husband.
forgets. He be all right.
I don't know, nigga. You got a light skinned kid. Junior, yours.
Stupid.
Junior, the darkest Mexican I ever seen.
Nigga, could you let this shit go?
He's still gonna keep
Before
going.
I order you a DNA kit.
I need one. I tell mine all the time though.
I ain't saying shit.
Well,
I
you know
ain't
my
saying
oldest
shit.
look just like me,
Yeah.
so we twins. So I think my wife was still
It's
being
always the
faithful.
first one to come out looking just like
My wife was still being faithful then.
Yeah.
Then the second one,
Yeah, that second one's a little.
yeah, she looked like the oldest one. She looked like me, but she looked like the oldest one. It was kind of strange to say. But then the youngest one popped out, and I was like, she looked just like my neighbor. When they was kids, I said, look at this bullshit.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, Edith showed me pictures of the kids.
Not mine. We talking about Michael Jackson's kid.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's kid.
No.
You know what? I give the one with the beat it jacket, the thriller jacket, whatever, the red one.
That's the oldest one, ain't it?
But is that a boy?
That's a girl.
Okay, she looked like she might
She
be
looks like
mixed with
Madonna.
something.
Yeah.
She looks like Madonna.
You know what? And the youngest one, they all look like they took pictures. You know what? That one to the side right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, he ain't got
The
nothing to
Butler's
do with.
kid.
I don't know who the fuck that is. He need to go to Maury for real. You ain't never thought about. Tell
Yeah,
me.
I thought about
so
it.
you ain't never thought about your kids not being your kids.
Who?
I mean, all three of us get kids. You've never thought about your kids not. Now, mind you, think about it like this. Let me rephrase it because I'm gonna make it as a real question now. No jokes. No jokes. So, this nigga still showing me pictures of Michael Jackson kids.
She got the nose right there.
So, that's the new nose, nigga. It ain't the old
What's
nose.
the old nose?
He
Let me
need
see
off the
again.
wall nose.
That's
We gotta
the
quit
old nose.
talking like this. 'Cause we can't keep talking like this because
What?
they can't see this.
Oh.
It ain't the old. Michael Jackson's nose was like
That's the old nose.
this. Like you see my nose.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
They know Michael's was
Jackson
like this.
5.
Hang on, so let me
Go back to the thing where you talk about you ain't never thought about your kids. Being
so
your
so
kids.
here we go. So
shit.
my wife used to get mad at me all the time because
Mhm.
this is what I would do on my day off. I'd be around the house straightening up and shit. And of course when 1, 2 o'clock come, daytime television kicks on. So while I'm doing shit around the house, I got Mario. I got what was the wild dude's
Said
name?
Mari.
What was the wild
Jerry
dude's
Springer?
name? Yeah, Jerry Springer. I got divorce course. I got everything on that you could think of.
All that shit to make you
All
whoop a
time.
nigga ass.
So then I used to always call my wife up and I used to be like, all them kids mine? Because of what I've been watching, right?
And planted
Now
that
mind
seed.
you, when I say this stuff, it ain't to be disrespectful. This is just being real. if you think and be real about shit, the guy who finds out that his kid isn't his, but he's been thinking it for 5 years or whatever. Hopefully, it ain't been too long, but say 5 years, 6 years. He feels just like,
This bitch.
hang on, but no. He feels before you get to that part because he feels like that then, but he feels just like Kev felt when I just asked him about his kids. Like, man, move on. He felt the same way. He felt like these are my kids. Tone, you looked a certain way too.
Yeah.
He felt like, what are you talking about, motherfucker? These are my kids. Until he got the blood test. And he's like, this, fuck you mean? You know? And then they upset. So all I'm saying is, how do I know that I'm not that nigga thinking, these my kids, these my kids, my kids. And then come to find out, your woman was playing you the whole time because she was with Rico.
Suave.
Yeah.
The barge.
So you never know. So what I'm saying is, not do you love your kids, not do you think that, do you regret your kids. I'm saying, have it ever went through your mind, maybe, like,
Nigga, just like you watch Martin Povich and Jerry Springer, we all watch that bullshit.
yeah, but you said it at first like it couldn't have been. At first you had an attitude, you had an attitude at first like motherfucking, what you mean? You better move on. You better move on like we can't even speak on it.
No. I don't mean
And Tone looked like he had your back.
What I'm saying is,
That's uncomfortable.
it's a comfortable conversation.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. That's what we do. What, you supposed to be comfortable all the time? Well, we can't speak on shit. So, Tone, I can't talk to you about shit that make you uncomfortable?
No.
We had this conversation a long time ago, but even then it was uncomfortable. But at the same time, it's just something that just.
Now, mind you,
there's always doubt.
there's always. But my thing
Always
is, look, the doubt. Don't get it mixed up with what I truly really think. What I really truly think is my kids are my kids, right?
Right.
I know my kids. Now, I am realistic enough to know that there's a lot of us who believe things are real, and then come to find out certain things ain't real.
Like, damn, those
Yeah.
are my kids.
Yeah, or like, damn, fucking Jesus ain't real.
So everybody's Nikes is still together. Nobody had a blowout.
He going in off that cliff quick.
Nobody had a blow on their Nikes.
Oh shit!
I see Eric wearing
I'm
Jordans.
just
I got my Air
saying.
Ones.
I'm just saying. Jesus may be real, but all them stories that back him up, them stories got to go, bro.
Ancient aliens.
The Bible got to go. I'm not saying there wasn't a man that walked this earth that did great for people, but I don't think that. Okay, we had this show too.
Yes, we had this
We've
conversation.
had this show too. But I'm just saying that a lot of things that we believe are real, you always have to realize that what you believe, now that you're 100% sure, you've had that test, you had stuff done to realize to be 100%. You know, it's funny how.
What?
It's funny. We go into the Nike thing. It's funny that when it comes to, like we were just talking about, you need to have that test done or something like that. When it comes down to proving a point, why does it always come down to science?
I know.
You have to go to science, right?
Mhm.
Scientific. That's what's going to tell you the truth. That's what's your blood test is going to tell you if that child's really yours or not. It's funny that it always comes to science, but religion always is bumping heads with science.
Yeah, it's
But-
always been that way.
Exactly. But
Well-
what's the one thing that's always proven fact?
Well, I mean,
What's the one thing we can prove?
Science is always proven.
Just I'm gonna let you talk, Kev.
Mhm.
But would you talk and answer this question at the beginning? It's always been like Tony just says. They've always been in heads. Science versus religion. So out of those two, what's the one What's the one that's always been able to be proven?
Well, science, but here's the thing. If you go back 100 years, you don't have the science, I don't want to say scientifical technologies that you have now to be able to prove the stuff you can prove now. We made a large advancement from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, 80s, and 90s into the new millennium. It was a big jump. It's just changed all the stuff we can do. You go back before 1950, you can't do half of this stuff.
But
Yeah.
but
you know what I'm saying?
oh, good.
So
Astrology.
so they went on what they believed.
But
Big
there's
belief
always
in
been
religion.
okay. But
Big belief in
what I'm
religion.
saying is, you're right. Technology has always moved a step, always been getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
But science has always been able to prove. So technology of that time has always been able to prove certain things.
Yeah.
Certain things. As we go through time and more technology, more everything, we're able to prove other
More.
things.
Yeah.
It's just like science has always been what we say. It's always been facts.
Yeah.
Where
Well, they have a theory, then they spend time trying to prove that theory, and then that theory is either proven guilty proven right
true or
proven
false.
wrong. True or false.
okay, but man, well, I don't want to go into this, but on the other side, when has religion been proven?
It's hard with religion. You know why I see religion's hard?
I just want one fact.
Well, here's the problem with religion for me, and I think we probably touched on this before. The Bible has been translated from one language to another language, so you don't know what's been left out.
Okay.
Or
Okay,
in
so
or out.
so
You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
even
Somebody wrote that.
so
It's
since
hard to know.
so through translation, some of the stuff has been lost.
Yeah.
We agree. But the one part I want to talk about is every fucking, I'm sorry, I shouldn't
Wow.
say that.
Bruh.
Every miracle that happened in the Bible, I want every miracle on record. Some of them might have got lost in translation somewhere, got changed up somewhere, but I want all of them on. Which one of those can you prove? What miracle from the healing, from the walking on top of water, from the burning bush, from this every miracle you can think of, from the 40 days, 40 nights raining, the ark, what can be proven? Taking two animals from all around the world and put them in this ship, in this boat,
Let me
and
say
float.
this.
Jonah getting swallowed in the whale
Let me say
and
this.
coming back out.
Let me say this before we go any further. And I think this gets to a big heart of the problem. Have you read the Bible from the beginning to the end?
No.
Have you?
No.
Me neither. So I ain't never seen in there where none of this stuff that you talking about is in the Bible.
Okay, but I have
I've
read.
heard it.
No, I've read.
heard
No.
people
Okay,
say
well
it,
then,
but
access,
I've never
no.
seen it.
But what
so
you
I
just
don't
said
know.
makes no sense because I have read those stories in the Bible. You said, "Have I read the story? Have I read the Bible
So
from the beginning
you
to
read
the
those
end?"
stories.
Yes, I have.
You
Yeah,
read those
I've-
stories.
I've read a lot
I've
of them
heard people
stories.
say those stories.
Going through Sunday school, we used to come
Yeah,
to Sunday
yeah.
school
I
and we would
remember
do
reading.
certain stories and we would look them up in the Bible. They would tell us where to start and we would read them.
Okay.
We would
So
read them.
You've actually read those stories. Okay,
I've
there it
read
is.
them stories
I don't
in the
remember. I
Bible.
was Sunday school. I was so young in Sunday school. I probably wasn't half paying attention. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, there's the science which is always proven, but at the same time, there's the wrap that Jesus was wrapped in
Yeah,
has his print on the cloth.
yeah,
They found wood in the highest mountain that
yeah. They have
possibly
some
could have
things
been.
like that.
No,
that
no,
could've
no,
been a-
no.
it
Look,
coulda-
They
coulda
found the
been-
ark.
But
It could've
Tone,
been-
I didn't say Jesus didn't exist. I believe Jesus walked this earth. I just don't believe that he was
Some of those.
the prophet that he was a truthfully he was probably a good man who was
a carpenter.
a priest or whatever, like we have priests now and preachers now. He was that type of, on a whole much probably maybe better level, a higher level. He was a Martin Luther King who walked the earth. Well, Martin Luther King was cheating on his wife and
Yeah,
shit.
he
huh?
was.
Okay, well,
But
Gandhi
that don't
or
mean
whatever.
he wasn't a
But,
good
so-
man.
but what
He
I'm
wasn't a
saying,
good man.
okay, but speaking from brothers, look at that. I don't mean he wasn't good because he was cheating.
No,
All of
that's
us
what I'm
like.
saying. He
But-
delivered some good stuff.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think that. I think that part might be true. He might have been a great man who walked this earth and was persecuted. Where we at? Persecuted and killed, sacrificed or whatever, however you want to put it. But that part I believe. I just don't believe that Jesus was walking around touching people, healing them.
Well,
Because we haven't. The reason why I say that is because for the world to be so fucked up now, it just kills me that if you have that type of power, why we haven't had another one to come through and help, because it's just crazy that the shit that happens. And
Yeah.
we've, like I said, we've had
this
show.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had
Right.
this show. So
You know what's interesting about science and religion? If it's true what they say about the human brain, that we don't use,
small percentage.
yeah, we use a small percentage. Just say percentage.
We haven't tapped into it.
Yeah, and if we were able to tap into those abilities that we're supposedly have, right? That might make a person like Jesus really exist.
You talking about with the powers that he had? So you're saying that
I'm just saying, I don't
so
know
you're
what
saying-
powers that
so-
you
so- so-
supposedly
so-
would have the ability to tap into your brain, because if you say tapping into your brain gives you the ability to me and you to think on the same level, or me to think of
you
your
got to
thoughts.
realize.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I'm no, but you got to say and we'll end it. That's Tone got to add to it. You got to remember that, just to simplify, you're saying that tapping into that unused portion of my brain is saying that I'm going to be able to put hands on you and heal you from cancer. Not hang on.
Crazy.
Not that I have the knowledge to go into a book or something and figure out how to mix some medicine up and give you the medicine that you need to cure you from cancer. The cure from cancer is me.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But that's what the Bible's saying. The Bible's saying that Jesus is that cure. All Jesus has to do, because he's almighty, he can put his hands on you and heal you from anything.
But so say it was the way you said it was. Say it was he had the knowledge to mix the herbals and plants, and then when he put his hands on them, that cured them.
That's not what it says nowhere.
No. I'm saying it's what you said, right? You said you're not saying that he had the knowledge to mix up some medicines to do this.
Okay.
But if his brain was working at a higher level than ours,
See, and that's what I'm
and
saying.
then he did have the
So
knowledge of
that's
which
what-
herbal plants
and
to mix
so-
to cure that disease.
Okay. And
maybe
if that
made
was,
more
and
sense.
if that's
I'm
what,
with you. I don't believe a lot of stuff in the Bible.
So
either,
if that's-
I'm with you.
if that's what it is, it's just funny that they wrote the Bible in such detail,
Yeah.
but never said that. They said so much stuff, but never said that. And us as three drunk niggas sitting in the studio tonight is speaking on it.
My
And it's funny.
true opinion of the
It's
Bible.
funny, Kev.
Go ahead.
I want to bring Tone in. It's funny that I'm the one taking this road, because when I first met Tony was more on this road, and I was the opposite.
Fighting for the Bible.
Yeah, I was arguing
Yeah.
for the Bible, and he was kind of like, I ain't want to talk about it. That's some bullshit.
As we evolve, I think what's come along is. And
I didn't say that for you to keep talking. I said that to
I'm
bring
going to talk
Tony in.
anyway. I'm gonna say what I got to say. As we evolve, and I was one of those kids like you, went to church all the time. As we evolve,
Nigga, you don't sound like it, because you don't even remember Sunday school
Yeah,
stories.
man, because I was being bad. Not that I don't believe, but I doubt a lot of the things that were said in the Bible. So
Did you doubt it back when you were
I
a
didn't
kid?
doubt it when I was a kid. I didn't. I really believed in what they were saying. So now what I've come to believe is that some of this stuff was said for pure fear in people. Like, we're going to say these things or write these things down to make
Morality.
people flock to us and become religious.
So who is us?
the religious people, whatever religion you were trying to preach or
That's
whatever?
not. See, that's not true.
You don't think so? You don't think that?
No. What you
the-
said is true. The only part I disagree with is it's not religious people. It was the rich, the kingdom, the king.
Whatever, yeah.
They
whoever.
wanted you to believe
In their
what-
religion.
no, not their religion. They wanted you scared of everything so they could keep you in check
Maybe.
and
that might
follow
be it.
the rules that they wanted you to follow by to keep them in power and keep you. It's always been about keeping. I'm
Them in
sorry,
power,
like we said,
yeah.
the powerful,
And the weak.
and the weak.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
agree
it's
there.
always been about.
So that's what I'm saying. So as I've grown up, as I've listened more, and I've heard, it starts to make me go, just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? It just more of what we're saying now. It sounded like they wanted people to fall in line, and to keep them in line, you write these things down, and you have people believing this is the way we live life. And if you don't, you will be punished by God because you're not following these guidelines,
Right,
whatever it
and
is.
that's when science comes in
And science comes behind and
explains
says,
the
Nah,
reason
that ain't
for
how it happened.
everything.
Yeah.
But
So-
even science was persecuted back in the day.
Oh yeah, of course. You know,
Because
they really
it-
didn't want you going against the church.
Because if something falls
But
out of the
science is
sky,
proven,
it's-
though.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
is,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
still-
But
it's more proven now, though.
But they've always persecuted people of science.
but they killed people for their belief. I mean,
Right.
Oh,
for proven points.
But if it's true what you said, I'm the power. Do I really want you running around there disproving what I said? Right?
No, you don't.
I don't. So I'm gonna make
So
sure.
I'm gonna put
kill you. I'm gonna get rid of you.
So we're gonna make a story.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a story that backs up what we say.
But religion has its place, though. I mean, I think if nothing else, this is what I found about religion.
At least
I-
morality.
Ooh, man, y'all was just about to end this, but now you about to
Okay.
go. You
No,
about
no,
to
I'm
open
just
up a
saying-
whole nother story.
I'm just saying this.
'Cause
When
I-
you are down and you need help and you need something, the belief in God really, really works for me. And I
Okay.
went through a lot. So I'm
Okay,
just
so
saying.
with what you just said,
Yeah.
I've been through.
Okay.
I've been in a place before where I needed something to help me get through it, and my belief in God got me through it. It got me. It put me in a different place than what I was at. Right.
Yeah.
Now, being in the place that I'm in right now, and being, I mean, it is what it is. Whether I say it or I don't say it, if God is who He is, He knows it anyway, right?
Mhm.
So being not a believer in everything and replacing that with, I just believe that we all have instilled in us right from wrong, and we all have a path we can take. We can take that good path or that bad path. It's, to me, it has nothing. I've taken God out the equation. So a perfect example is I believe in positive things. The reaction, the what do you say? The reaction from doing positive things is other positive things. Come from that, right?
Yeah.
So, like example, the other day I was coming out. Remember I told you we had a wedding this week and stuff and all that stuff. I came out of the part of the wedding Wednesday night. I'm going home. It's pouring, and I got in my car. I'm soaking wet. It's just me, because y'all leave the parties early and shit. Me and my wife take separate cars. I left. I'm going down Power Inn, and it's pouring. And I see this old man walking with a cane, and he's got a little bag. And I figured this little beer or whatever, but he's walking out there in the rain with a cane, limping. I pull over, and I'm like, I don't even ask him where he's going, D&D. I say, just get in. I pull out, get in. He gets in the car, right? My man's like, I said, where you going, man? He's like, I'm trying to get home and stuff. I'm like, man, I'll take you home. Where you stay? Oh, thank you, man, thank you. But anyway, so I take him home, down the way a little bit. Drive him to his house, let him out, whatever. I think it was his son's house, he said it was his son's house. Let him out and everything. And really didn't think nothing else of it. I forgot to tell my wife about it. Didn't think nothing of it. I just saw the guy out there in the pouring rain and thinking to myself, and it's freezing. I'm like, man, got to do something for him.
Mhm.
Then, Joey, guess yesterday, I get all them phone calls, the day before I get all them phone calls all of a sudden out of nowhere about my youngest playing basketball, and this college might want to do this college. Mind you, I ain't heard from nobody.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, and it's funny how it connected too, because I'm not that spiritual, I'm not that person.
Mhm.
And it hit me all of a sudden that you do, and it's not the first thing. I've done other things and stuff, and you notice it, but it's like as soon as I done that, something positive happened on my end.
Mhm.
And I just don't believe I believe spiritual. There's something happening, because all this don't happen for no reason.
Yeah.
Us being able to communicate and everything that we do doesn't happen for some reason, but we can stop already with the Jesus, the Moses and Abraham and the lion's den. We can stop all that. We need to stop all that bullshit and just get down to what it really is. It's not all that. We don't need to see a man walking on top of water to believe that I need to do good and shit. And everybody and like I said, and I'll stop. Tone, keep. I know Tone want me to stop. I'll stop. We good still? Okay. I'll stop. But when you bring up that it has its place, I agree with you as far as thinking goes, positive thinking goes. But what makes me think that religion needs to be cast aside for good, it needs to be cast aside for good, is the people who are representing it. What I mean by that
might be
the preachers,
true.
the preachers, the churches, for a majority of the members, the way they run a church, the way things are done in church, it just needs to be done. It needs to be through with.
You know, the bad part of what you just said, and I'm just going to go back quick. I'm trying to make this quick.
There's probably a whole bunch of bad parts I just said. But if I'm going to hell, I guess I'm going now.
But at my mom's funeral, or at my mom's thing, she had a preacher, and then they had another preacher that she used to go to church. And I have an opinion of one of the preachers that is negative. And that's falling in line you said, because of the things that I see him act. When I think of old preachers that we used to go to, all the it seemed like drama what they were putting out. It's like they was doing a show. It wasn't like they was trying to deliver the word in a sense of let's get better as people. It was like it was a big dramatization to ask me for my money. And when they didn't get enough money, he was like, pass the plate back around again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've had
and
that.
then all that type of stuff, which kind of pushed me off from church. But then, you know, there are good preachers out there. There are good people out there. And there are people that really want to help people. So it's like, you know, for me.
But that's my thing.
I want to be.
That's my
there
thing.
at that
I'm
place.
sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead, Tom.
No, that's my thing. I believe that people want to help people. And I believe that there's preachers which have the same intent on helping people. So what makes them is leaders in helping people. And I give them that title. But when we start talking about these preachers who have, I mean, we don't even want to go back to, you don't want to go back to like the late 80s and stuff when we start talking about the 700 Club and what's my man's name that got in big trouble? Baker. No, I'm talking about the Baker cat.
Tina Fey and
Tina Fey Baker
and how, I mean, it's just that they, through the years, think about it. These cats are using religion to get super rich. They're taking from the poor. They're some of these people you find out are doing some of the worst things ever. And all this is under, and this goes around the world, not just here in America.
Yeah.
Around the world, they're doing it all in God's name.
Yeah.
All them early wars in God's name.
Yeah. A lot of people
Terrorist attack in God's name. All this shit's in God's name. All the worst things you can think about that happen to this world is in God's name.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to me. But you know what? Kill it. End of story.
Move on.
Tony, what about the Nikes?
Well, I just asked him.
So thank you, Tony, about the
shit
Nikes.
just blown up
Kev, we're going
and
to speak up.
everything like that. How you know that wasn't Jesus you picked up? Never mind.
Damn,
Oh,
hang
check
on.
this out.
Tony on to something.
Oh, shit.
Nigga, that might have been Jesus.
And what happened right after? What happened?
That nigga did have a beer in that bag.
Damn.
So
It was a beer. He got in the car, he had a beer. I'm like,
Was it
damn,
open?
nigga. No, it was
Nah,
too,
he was walking
because
in
it
the
was
rain,
so
probably
cold.
like, oh.
It was so wet and cold. He's like, I can get home and drink this.
Man, he incognito.
You think that was Jesus? You think I had Jesus in my car?
What happened after that? You said something good happened, right?
Yeah.
A person in need.
But that was just because I did good, so good, positive things happen out of something good.
A person.
It doesn't take
in
Jesus
need.
to do that, though. This
This
fucking,
mistress.
you know what's crazy? Is this motherfucker's actually taking the Jesus side. Tony was, when I met Tony, we were both, right now, just switch us. Because I would be talking to Jesus side, and Tony be like, you're stupid. He'd be like, you're dumb.
No, I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm just saying that, you know, this,
No.
that's how you know. You know
This
what I
nigga
mean? Like,
playing.
how
You know what? I know what he doing. I figured it out.
It's just conversation.
Tony catering to his fan base.
Ah,
He got that little fan base, and now he catering to him. You don't want to see the bad guy.
Don't. Are you catering to your fan base?
He got shiny,
No.
smooth
Oh, you
legs,
catering to your fan base?
and he want to cater to the
Tony,
fan
I've
base.
been
Tony,
having smooth legs
Tony,
since
look
I
at
was
me,
born.
dog. Look at me.
When you was a center, you had smooth legs.
Are you
legs.
catering to your
Since I
fan
was born.
base? Un poquito?
Nope.
Un
Tell
poquito, Tom?
you. So did you have?
We only have
Did you
5.
still have smooth legs when you was a center?
When I was a
Just a little
You were a
bit, though.
center.
I've always had smooth legs. Center.
What are you now?
I'm a podcaster.
Oh, you're not a center no more.
Who me? Nah.
You don't sit no more.
Nope.
Man was sent to
This
the end of time.
motherfucker don't sit no more.
Okay.
Was there any other
Snitch on
stuff?
myself.
We need to
Nah, he was
end.
hitting on the-
We
on
got
the
it. Oh,
sneakers.
let's do the Nike thing. We do
gonna
the
say
Nike
something about
thing.
the
So
sneakers?
what made you bring up? What made you bring up the Nike thing
Because
earlier?
pretty much,
What made you
I'm
bring
wearing
that
Air
up?
Force Ones. You wearing Jordan. He's got flip sandals. on.
Slides on. This is nice.
Yeah, nobody's shit blew out.
So we talking
one
about
shoe.
Zion.
Shout out to Paul George.
One
No, it ain't one
shoe.
shoe.
Who else
This
blew
This
out?
happened before.
Who else blew out?
What's his name? Blew out
Zion,
for
a big
San.
dude.
No, but what's his name blew out for San Antonio? What's his name?
Paul George.
No, for San Antonio. The French dude, whatever his name was.
Tony
Not Parker.
Parker.
That dude, Jiggly. I can't even remember his name no more.
Ginobili.
Ginobili.
Oh, Ginobili.
His shoe blew out one time too on TV.
Out of
It all blew out.
how many games and how many pairs of shoes? And the
So,
socks went down right
This was my
after.
before we go into that. This was my thing with it because I was actually watching it.
You watching the game? The dude.
And so that was the same night that I picked up the dude.
Mhm.
So I was on my way to go to this it's an Indian wedding, so they got many nights, many things. So this is one night I was going to a certain thing, and I was getting dressed, and I remembered that the game was starting. So I was I was hooking it up where I could record it, right? With the DVR and shit. And so it had just started because you know what happened in the first 36 seconds of the game or something like that.
Mhm.
It was the first 36 seconds of the game, and I had just pushed record and stuff and was recording it. So I'm watching it when it happens, right? And as he does it, and he goes through the shoe, because I mean the shoe ended up around his calf, like it looked like
yeah, I
That
see
shit
it.
came out.
they looked like it
It
looked
looked
like
like socks.
yeah, like a knee pad that it wasn't pulled all the way up.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn. But my thing was when I was looking at the shoe, I was like, man, them shoes look like worn. They didn't look brand new to me. They looked like he had been wearing them, right?
Mhm.
And I know, and I don't want to sound like the spoiled brat and everything, but he goes to Duke. That's sponsored by Nike, right? My experience is through one of my kids that went to a Nike school who played basketball. And they had and maybe it may have something to do with the coach and whatever, but they had new shoes every time I looked around, they had new shoes. And that coach made sure that, that their shoe game was always new.
Mhm.
Their uniforms, travel gear, everything they did. I mean, they had Nike luggage, Nike khakis just to travel in, Nike sweatsuits, Nike, everything you can think Nike they had, right?
Mhm.
Eyewear,
Mhm.
everything you can think Nike they had, and it was given to them. And their shoes always looked brand new,
Nice new.
brand new. His shoes actually looked like they were wore some. So this is where I'm gonna give PG a pass, Paul George a pass. He's wearing Paul George's.
That's Paul George's. Yep.
I think that this is what I think. I think that Duke gets shoes just like every other Nike elite school and stuff. They get them all the time. Just like a lot of us guys, especially guys with big feet and stuff, and Kevin probably can relate to this. You get a pair of shoes that feel good, and it's especially if you have a good game in them, you hang on to them shoes. Whenever I got gear, when we were playing, whenever I got gear that felt right, it was simple. Even when it got down to the socks, if the socks felt comfortable and stuff, I made sure I wore them all the time. If your shoes feel good on your feet, because them shoes did not look new.
No.
I think he'd been wearing them for a while. And I think that with him having certain games that he's had, they might have been his lucky shoes.
And wore them bad boys out.
And he just wearing them.
Yeah.
And he, like Tony was saying just a minute ago, that's a big boy.
No,
Okay, well, y'all, that's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
So how many them threads? How many times they gonna take that nigga?
Pounding,
Go to
twisting, yeah.
how many? What's his weight, Kev? I mean, Tone.
Shit.
Nah, he probably 260.
That nigga 450 pounds. So I don't know what he is.
260, 270.
All those fucking twists and turns, that motherfucker ripped that.
Yeah,
Man,
he
that
came
looked
through
like a
them
holy
motherfuckers.
sock. That
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Unfortunately,
oh my
Nike's
God.
taking the hit for it, but I'm with you. I don't
Nike
think
ain't going nowhere. They
No,
dropped.
no. We're
Stocks
still gonna
dropped a
loyal to
little
the
bit.
Switch. Everybody's still gonna rock
But
that.
the one thing that he did benefit from, and I heard this online and shit. I don't know what I heard on something, is that his price probably goes up now. So the way they made it where everybody can understand it is like, so say Nike had already been, of course, Nike had already been talking to him.
Right.
He's about to be the number one pick. Nike's talking to him. Say they offered him $70 million. That was the number they put out there. $70 million was they were going to pay him for his first Nike contract, right? So now that Nike failed him, Nike's at his door, like, hey, we need you to stay with us. Show everybody, show that you still believe in Nike. That it was just something that happened, and you believe in Nike. So we want you to stay. And he's like, yeah, well, I don't know. Adidas has been on us. He's like, okay. $80 million. Yeah, but Puma offered me $85 million. Okay. $90 million. Nike's in a place now where they're probably gonna end up paying him
To
a
make sure
whole
he
bunch
stays.
more just so they can do that market where, because what you don't want is because what Nike don't want is for them to be, for him to being got hurt, which he happened, wearing some Nikes, and then being to the point where, because think about it, Nike almost was at fault for costing
injured.
him
His career.
his career.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he doesn't believe in him from here on out and goes with Adidas or Puma or whoever else,
Yeah.
and then goes on to be that superstar in that, Nike takes a hit. Now, mind you, Nike's gonna be all right. Nike got LeBron James, Kobe, Michael
they got
Jordan,
plenty of heavy hitters.
Westbrook. They got everybody. And then we just talking basketball. Go into other sports.
Mhm.
They even put out a driving shoe just a couple of months ago. That was nice.
Damn.
But anyway, so that'd be all right. But they don't want that on their thing. So Zion, if he's smart, I'm sure he got some smart people that's working for him.
Mhm.
They're gonna sign with Nike, and they're gonna get some crazy deal.
Or he can sign with a shoe and be shit in the pros.
I'm with Eric. I think he's gonna sign for a big number.
Of course.
But with his sign with a big number, even if he's shit in the pros, that contract with the shoe deal is gonna be what it is.
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, no matter where he goes, he could do a bidding war. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But I think Nike, out of everybody, I think Nike will pay him the most.
Yeah,
just
coming
to
with
stay,
that money.
because he's got. They want him to stay with them.
Right.
They don't want him to go somewhere else after what happened.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Don't yawn in the mic.
That's that medicine, man. Don't worry about me.
That nigga took some NyQuil before the show.
Nah, not NyQuil.
It was NyQuil.
Dayquil.
You took some Dayquil
Dayquil.
at night.
It was fucking 5 o'clock.
Nigga, who takes Dayquil at night?
A person who's not trying to go to sleep yet.
Oh, I would.
That's what Dayquil for. Dayquil.
Bars. Hey, so
I would have hit
Tell-
those NyQuil. It would have been a good show.
I would hit the
I've been
NyQuil
knocked
too.
out of it, this motherfucker.
I
Yeah,
always
I'm like,
go with NyQuil.
Then you'd be like,
I don't never do the Dayquil.
Yeah.
Dayquil don't work.
I'm gonna take the
be
NyQuil in a
kicking
minute.
in. Oh, so hang on. So you gonna take the Dayquil, then drink your pineapple fruity drink, and then go take the NyQuil.
I'll take the NyQuil in a little while and
All
knock
that.
the fuck out and go to sleep. And then take it again in the morning because I'm not gonna go to work again. And fucking
You gonna be off tomorrow?
yeah, man.
Oh, I'll just come over in the morning then.
must be nice.
God damn it! You come over in the
Your
morning.
battery went down.
No, it's been blinking
Hey,
for
I'll
a
just
while
come
now.
over in the morning.
Yeah.
You have breakfast ready?
You ain't gotta work tomorrow.
No, I gotta work
What the fuck?
He coming here at 4 o'clock.
early. Since you ain't gotta work, you get up early and go back to sleep.
Shit, the hell I will.
We got anything else?
We get into the old miss, but Time is
You
running
had
down.
something else. What was another one you had?
What, Ja Rule?
What happened with Ja Rule?
Sorry ass. Somebody put him away. He was performing on a halftime show. I think Milwaukee Bucks or something like that, and it just didn't go well. He was trying to hype people.
It's Ja Rule to do the halftime show.
And
Who? Oh, 90s tribute.
there's a bunch of 90s out there.
The jams, man. I just yawned in the mic after I told Kevin not to.
That's right.
So I guess that's the sign that we done. Don't know how great the show was tonight, but
We had a good time though. We
Coming
talked about
from-
some good shit.
coming from where we started before this thing started, the way we were looking, the way I was looking,
Yeah.
I didn't think we was gonna have a show at all.
Yeah. Just a quick reminder, man. Your boys don't got us hooked up on iHeartRadio. So now we can go ahead and listen on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. We can everywhere. So if we not there, and you can let us know what we need to be, man, hit us up. Tell us, hey man, I would like to listen to y'all on such and such.
Ain't nobody out there but Tony's fans.
That's all right. Tony's fans, spread
How
that.
you doing?
Spread that word.
Ain't nobody
We trying to get everywhere though. We trying to make this pop. Because if we pop, you pop. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
No. We got to pop.
That's right.
We pop in.
We appreciate the listens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though.
Ain't trying to
listens.
let nobody else pop.
Fuck yeah, if they want to get on their Instagram and make themselves world famous talking that shit, go on.
Ain't
Yeah,
enough room for
they ain't nothing happening on Instagram right now.
I ain't posting on Instagram.
They
man.
ain't got a
Butts.
damn thing.
Shit. Hey, we get big enough, we'll get some people who will post that shit on Instagram for us. Then we'll be all right? That's what we need. So shit, we trying to get everywhere. The bottom line is that we just trying to get our little show out there and shit.
So can you get a couple of them blood test kits for me?
2,
You can get 2?
because you said you don't need the first one.
Yeah, first. Well, I don't know.
Man,
Anyway, we talk about that first.
All right,
tripping.
Tone,
my peoples.
What's
Tone.
that? Oh.
We still don't have no exit music,
Oh.
Nope.
so I guess we're gonna go with
We're
Tone.
gonna go with Tone again. Or before Tone gets started, I want to say peace.
Love you, Ma.
Yes. Take us out, Tone.
Rehearse my line 1,000 times.
Come around.
But you don't even suspect.
That's the
or
shit.
probably care less about the changes I am going through.
Only you knew. That's the shit, Tone. That boy can sing. That boy good.
I do.
Hey, if you don't cut that shit off, that boy can sing. Boy, I tell you.
Oh, shit.
Peace.
Patty with Patty.
God damn.